The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all-out liars. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show and two-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all-out liars. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show and two-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all-out liars. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show and two-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion May Day, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
Better know my head, but I don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Most wanted kennels in the spotlight, danger alert, come with the name. Super kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work kennels was the work and work, while Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline, where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp, when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, just that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same grind, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Legs in the doom, behind set tone. Loctite, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal game deal, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down, ram in the dark. DSK and Metal, high dog, pound by hard. When they hit, praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it.
Fat boy the legend, Lil Buster, real strong, Southern Bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like a Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they built it brick by brick.
Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends. Everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Every name on this track got a story that's lit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Call this some legendary pit bullshit, 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 pit bullshit,
yeah. Better know my head, but don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give. From the pit to the trophies, every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Most wanted Kennels in the spotlight, danger alert, come with the name. Super Kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work Kennels was the work and work. While Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline, where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp, when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, just that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same grind, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Legend of doom behind set tone. Loctite, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal gang deal, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down Ram in the dark. DSK and Metal High Dog, pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it.
Fat boy the legend, Lil Buster real strong. Southern bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like a Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary and lit as shit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends. Everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Every name on this track got a story that's lit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Call this some legendary pit bullshit. Pit bullshit. Pit bullshit. Pit bullshit.
Yeah. I see y'all. I see you. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yo, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's Talk Shit Tuesday. Y'all know what's up. Big shout out to everybody out there on the back street. Big shout out to all my people out there in the Shark Tank. Let me get my shout outs right quick before I get started. My main man, showing that love already. Mr. Carlos Lee in the house. What up? Oh, y'all, let me get up here. Hey, don't forget to hit that link tonight. Look, I need y'all to hit that link tonight because I know some of us have our own opinion about tonight's conversation, but I want some participation tonight. I need some participation tonight. Don't hit that link. I'm going to try to keep it up there so it don't get lost in the conversation. Big shout out to my main man, Mr. Having 360 in the house, showing up, showing that madness in the Shark Tank. What up? Bam! Show yo, my man, the crazy one day, insert Honey Badger. Yo, what up, fam? My man, longtime supporter, the one and only Mr. David Morse in the house. What up, fam? Big shout out to our man. Another long-time supporter, the one and only Mr. Burning Star in the house. What up? Bam! What else I got here? Big shout out to my brother from another mother, the one and only Pit Dog in the house. What up, fam? Damn, Pit Dog, you starting early, ain't you, fam? Damn. Clowns are here. I missed that one, fam. I missed that one. He on one. Hey, don't forget to hit that link. Don't forget to hit that link, though. Hey, giving me let me see. Big shout out to my man, one and only, Mr. Paul Johnson. What up, fam? Let's see who. PTC Blade J in that house showing that mad love. What up, fam? Big shout out to my main man, the one and only Mr. William McNeil in the house. What up, fam? My man, Mr. John Dembry. What up, though, fam? What's that guy? Yo, my man, long time no see. Mr. William Torres in the house. What up? Another legend in the house. Trying to keep it on the low. The one and only Mr. Will Turner. I see you, fam. What up, though? So what's I got? To carry Mincy. What up, fam? Let's see who else I got here. Big shout out to my main man, Mr. Bill Thomas in the house. What up? Yo. Long time supporter, the one and only Melee 420 in the house. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man, Mr. Bill Thomas. What up, fam? Yo, my man's in there, Mr. Cecil Jackson. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man, Mr. K. James in the house representing. What up, fam? To Sean Henley, building serious Bulldogs. I see you, Mr. Deshaun. Let them know early. Big shout out to Mr. Charles Richardson. What up, Joe? Yo, my man. Long time no see. Constant Trauma Kennels in the house. What up, fam? Deshaun said, Mike in Moscow in session. I'm not missing a lesson. Look, hey, man, we all have our opinions when we come down to these Bulldogs. You know how we be feeling about certain things. You know what I'm saying? But I really be looking for crowd participation because it ain't just based, this show is not just based on what we think. I like to have a lot more participation because I know y'all feeling a certain type of way about what's going on out here. Big shout out to the awesome Gorilla Buck in the house. What up, fam? Look, man, you know, big shot to everyone. You know, big shot. Online pays down. Can't even hit it. I mean, it don't even show up. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and to be honest, y'all, you know, the community has been always resilient. But for us, I mean, speaking for us, the era of instant fact checking is definitely fitting to change for us. You know what I'm saying? You know how we used to dive in there and go to grabbing up shit? Thank God for our videos, though. We can always go back and just snatch shit up because we put up enough videos, you know, as far as some important shit that we ain't really totally lost and shit. So, I mean, this is a good source, you know, some of these videos where you can go back and see and pick up a lot of things. You know, you might have to go to the pen and the paper, you know what I mean, to do a bunch of screenshots and shit. But if you're serious about this shit, and especially when it comes to your shit, and if you are a newbie to this shit, you know, this is the time where you need to get your shit, you know, while it's available, you know, so you can have at least something to stand on as far as working your way forward and understanding what you're working with. Because now, you know, think about all the guys who's out here using this, you know, using that online page. Some of the shit might have been real, some of the shit might have been fake, you know, but it's part of the community. You know what I'm saying? And evidently, it must have been a very major part of the damn community because there's some folks out here that's drunk. But then some other people out here, then, you know, like I seen somebody say, they are glad it is gone. I'll be willing. No, who I can't remember who that was. I really appreciate the comment. This ain't no throw it to or nothing. It's just I would like to know why you feel like that, because it's important to understand everybody's feelings. We all got a certain feeling. Me personally, being I wasn't one that was always looking at a damn pedigree anyway. It's not like I'm gonna be totally, upset and like I'm finna fall out because we wasn't selling no dogs and shit. We don't need the shit. But I'm just trying to get a understanding is why is everybody so pissy? Like the world is coming to an end, or it's the beginning of a new era of how you gonna be bullshitting people now. I mean, how you gonna know a dog is bred the way it's you got, a dog is bred the way it's supposed to be bred. You got to be a damn near a professor and I mean really into these pedigrees to really realize the impact that this has had on the game. Now I know there's other places that's out there. Like I said, this game has always been resilient. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm looking like, oh God, it's gonna be the end of the world for the Bulldog game. No. That's like the Journal. When the Journal disappeared, people didn't fall apart. You know what I'm saying? They didn't fall apart. It didn't stop nothing. They went right on, come up with another way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we use it as history, because it was documented. We get access to the journals. We get access to Fat Bills and them books. Then you got Schoolboy and them writing books and shit. So they're going to try to keep it up on that. See, this is why it's important to support these people, because they put a lot of time and effort and work into doing these things. And it'd be these times and these moments that you should have this type of stuff, have that as part of your collector's item, because one day it's going to be valuable in history. Think about the first Richard Stratton book and the Ed Crenshaw book. You know what I'm saying? And back when we was actually subscribing to the Journal, everybody, as far as who was, really trying to be serious about this shit, they was writing stories. For those who don't know, go out and buy you one journal, and you just dive in there. And it's not all about what was going on as far as what was going on in the box. Yeah, you had match reports in there, but you had a lot of conversation, a lot of different people's ideas on things, just a lot of just entertainment that you could, and these crazy stories and how people felt about things. You take that away, then you come up with the YouTube thing. That's just another platform to kind of keep information and keeping people informed. But the page, the online page, man, that's a hard one to deal with right there for a lot of these people, because again, how dogs is going to be bred the way they, say they bred? What if you wasn't one of them who knew, everything in your dog's pedigree? Now, I know some of these registries now, and I'm going to put this out there because I heard a whole lot of people talk about papers don't mean shit. Okay. That might be cool for some people, but let's discuss the majority of the people. Because I think people who say the papers they don't need no papers, they're the minority. I really do believe that's the minority of the community. Because the majority of the community, they getting out there trying to register their shit. They need something to, to stand on when they start talking about how their shit is bred. Now, some of these registries, they be on that shit. They got enough record that if it don't sound right, they not gonna register it. Shit don't look right, they not gonna register it. But then you got some people who get out here and they create these registries and they just do what they need to do to make shit fit I think it's totally unfair for anybody that owns a registry to still, to be selling dogs. I just think that's crazy because you can doctor up and you have control over so much that, it's easy to do, the fakery and the fuckery run hand in hand when you start doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But who are you to tell, that ain't right, that ain't true? That kind of shit is just a part of the history. Well, I put it like this. We're in the post era right now. The post era of online peds being gone. And it's just going to be a matter of time before we realize and understand the effect it's really going to have on the future when it comes to understanding and having some type of reference when it comes down to these dogs and the history of their breedings. I'm just putting that out there. But I'm going to run out here and grab some of these. Let me get Bulldog Season in the house. What up, fam? Dog shit, Louis Villain. What up, fam? What else I got out here? Hey, fellas, look, I'm going to put this link down here because I am not just going to be trying to read. I would love to hear some of y'all's opinion on how you feel about this. Big shout out to my man, Mr. Vernon Starr. Vernon said, it's always been a few different databases since the early 2000s. We never really tripped off the PEDS online. If you wanted to know something, we just called the UKC or the ADBA, which is true. You're right. But see, let me tell you about the way that part worked. Every dog that we ever had is registered with the ADBA. Every dog. So when it comes down to how they bred, we don't really, that's not something that we kind of like, I look at that as a little bit, that's like set in stone. PEDS Online was just a reference, because you could go out and see other people's things, what other people were doing. But when it came to your shit, we'd never really worried about that shit anyway, because all our shit was registered and it was, and our people's, they registered their shit. So generations and generations of bulldogs is not hard to find when it comes to dealing with things that came by way of going hard, but think about some of the other people who that don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think the shock is, because a lot of people did depend on that online page, and it's not just as far as this. When I say depend on it, I mean, think about it. What was the sole purpose of online page anyway? Look, I mean, for us, we used it for fact checking. We wanted to sit here and discuss with y'all how dogs was bred. We could dive in there. Y'all done seen Mo do it plenty of times. Dive in there and had access to and run it back. And we all enjoy going back and see things. And I really do believe that some people took advantage of that to where, I didn't know that. Let me go see. Well, damn, well, that's right. I didn't know that. But you take that away from people. Because I'd still looked at it as a reference point. I really don't think anybody was building their yard off of online page. But you got to admit, it was really a great reference point. Whether you wanted to believe what was people putting up there or how they was putting up there. Remember, we used to talk shit about the colors. We always wanted to see. And that's just our opinion, Mo's opinion. He always wanted to see colors was, supposed to be for certain things. Some type of title or some type of merit. But then, as you notice, maybe the colors made them look important. because of it was there for a marriage purpose, but now when you start just everybody doing it, it took away from the reason why color was ever involved. So yeah, we got a chance to see that. We even talk shit about it because again, colors, all that shit don't mean nothing because the marriage is what mattered to us. You know what I'm saying? The marriage. I kept down by all that color, but when you start seeing POR, champion, grand champion, those to me are marriage. And hey, that's what mattered more. So because when you pull up a pedigree and down what the color says, and you just start paying attention to the marriage, understanding the marriage and why these dogs, and how these dogs became the dogs that they became. That to me was our fact checking. When we say things like we bred champions and grand champions and most champions and grand champions and ROMs, you go back there and look, it became a trait all the way down. We start telling y'all it's a goddamn trait. And then, that's our fact check because we can go back and show you this shit. We ain't just talk about it. We can show you this shit. That's the part of history that we was using, as reference for our fact checking. You take that away, it changes our ability to fact check. So that's where it becomes a hamper to us because it's an educational thing over here. You know what I'm saying? To be able to talk about the history and be able to take y'all back all the way back and you get to see how things was and how dogs were bred coming into the future. Yeah. You can't take nothing away from that. And there's a lot of other online pedigree people that's out there, but none as sophisticated as, to me anyway. And I never dealt with any of them anyhow. But I know Mo was around from day one. And, even back when we had our website, that every dog on our shit was always linked to a Peds online Ped situation. And we hit the link and boom, take you right to the damn dog's pedigree. So yeah, we used to take advantage of the shit. Once we got out of the game and things, we got older, we wasn't really, I guess, he wasn't really into it as much, but he knew his way around on it. And maybe that's why he knew as many dogs and understood, how a lot of dogs were really bred. That's a good point there, Mr. Vernon Starr. He said, Pairs Online helped with producing the lineage on paper. We always got handwritten 4 generations from the old timers back in the day. Well, that's true. That's true. We could show y'all there used to be a blank sheet that Mo, and I don't know if Mo still got them, but I swear I thought I seen one because back in the day he used to use one of them blank pedigrees, I think 4 generation pedigrees, and he used to fill it in top and bottom. He used to say, you know what, this is what this is going to look like. This is the breeding that we're going to make. And he used to write that shit down and make it come true, and I know he got them because I seen them. And you're right, Vernon. We used to sit down in there and do that shit. Him and KP, that's the way they used to communicate. They would actually write shit down and sit there and discuss the shit because it would be they handwritten. You know what I'm saying? No, they wasn't going to Pairs Online. No, they would just actually get out there, fill in the whole damn thing, and then go at it. So, yeah, that was one of the things that we used to do back in the day. And I think that it never really ever stopped. But I think a lot of people got accustomed to doing it because they didn't have to write it down. They could just go up, get the number, and click, and give people the number. Same thing as the shit we was doing on here. Y'all know how that shit works. Give me the number. Just give me the number. We fire up the number. We going in. But now we are at the post-online era. What we gonna do now You know, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to go over a couple of things, okay? The then and the now. Where's the difference at? What's actually going on? So I'm going to turn this over to Mo because this is where his expertise comes in. Because me and him talked about this, and that's why we wanted to have this conversation because, you know, I bugged out because when he told me, he was basically saying, no, I'm talking about it's gone. He told me to go ahead, type it in. And I went and hell, the URL, it don't, I mean, like, it ain't nothing there. Not under maintenance, working, you know, who knows? Does anybody know the story? Anybody want to share something with us to give us the insight? Let me see. My man Dog said, Lewis, the villain, he said, okay, pedigree game dogs. Okay. I feel you. Because, you know, I would actually go and I would hit that if it was, over here. I don't know, over on YouTube, because right now I'm in StreamYard. And links like that, I can't click on and it'll take me there to where I can show it. And that's because I'm streaming. So bear with me on shit like that. But that's a good one because I'm familiar with that one right there. You know, I'm very familiar with it. Let me see here. Who else I got here? Who else I got here? Hey, Mo, you out there? I know you out there, bro. Let me see. Big shout out to my man Rock Solid in the house. What up, fam?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Hey, Mo, you remember when you used to write pedigrees down on that blank sheet of pedigree? You know, it had everything you need. Just need you to fill it in.
Yeah.
Didn't you still have one? Because I remember you was like, this is the breed I'm going to make. And you wrote it all down. And I swear I thought I seen one in some of your old shit. You still got that?
I used to have them. Remember, they took a lot of that when they took all the shit out my crib.
Right. But I could have swore I seen one. I think I saved one in a bunch of them pictures.
An old one, like the one on Mikey.
Yeah. I remember I seen one when it came down to the one of the
when I was talking about breeding to Yellow Buck and the Mayday dogs.
Yeah, you had that written down like that. I swore I seen one. But yeah, you're familiar with doing that. And like I was saying, you and T.O. used to always do that shit. Like I was mad scientist, sit down there and write that shit down and go slap it on the table, then be arguing about the shit for the next 3 days.
Back then we wasn't using Pairs Online either. We was using our own. That was my own program.
Right, you had a program where you could just fill it in. Because I remember that was part of your website, the website we had, right?
It wasn't Pairs Online. It was
right.
It was my own pedigree maker.
Okay. All right, Mo. Now I got you in here. Now you know how things used to be. Post air. Fill them in, man. Tell them what your version of what the effects is gonna look like. I'm gonna turn this over to Mo. Hey, fellas, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that link. Got something on your chest? Want to get up here and talk about it? Let's come talk about it. There's no right or wrong about this. I think everybody gonna have their own way how they feel about this, the good and the bad. But just share your thoughts, and we're gonna ride with it. On you, bro.
Well, my thing is the good thing about our show. There's a lot of pedigrees on these shows. So a lot of us can go back in there through these shows and rebuild what you think may have been lost. Like me, I could go through all our shows and just think of all the pedigrees, y'all, that we've looked at on Pairs Online. Look at all the pedigrees we've looked at. We ain't lost none of those. All of them is in sketch right here on this show. So for those people who want to go back in, because they got other pedigree online, and a lot of them are free. You know, they might not be well, you're probably a little bit more uh, detailed than Pairs Online, because Pairs Online, you go in and just put the pedigree up and boom, there it is. And then you have so many entries that you could go back a lot. Okay. But there are other pedigrees online. You know, I go in and I pull up Brat, and I can find Brat on a lot of other pedigree online. And these are pedigrees online that I never put her in. They just probably took it from what the information that they find out there on Pairs Online, and they started building their own little databases on these other pedigrees online. You know, because there's a lot of them out there. I can't say a lot of them, but there's enough of them out there that I could pull up Brat and find her in 3 or 4 different pedigrees online. Some of them were complete, a few of them weren't. But, you know, there were definitely people out there putting her pedigree on other platforms pertaining to Pairs Online. We're just so used to using that one because that one's been around for so long. And it was it had a lot of information input. But for those who think, you know, on a lot of those good dogs that we didn't have on the show, just think about the pedigrees that were put on the show. There's a lot of them, man. I mean, I say a lot of them. There's a lot of them. A lot of good information that we have not lost. It just takes a little time to have to go back through some of them shows and find those pedigrees. You know, especially for those enthusiasts that's trying to rebuild what they think they done lost. Think about some of them guys that put their pedigrees up, and we went through them, and they might not remember some of the shit that they had put down on the bin, that information is gone. If it's been on this show, you got that pedigree. And you can rebuild it anywhere else you want it. And if it don't put nothing on it but a freeze, write them down and whatever else it take. You know, that's the one thing about this show that I was like, well, Pairs ain't really hurt us. Because, you know, I done had a lot of great dogs up there. You know, I done had a lot of dog men who been on the show to put their dogs up there. You know what I mean? Tony Wade, we went through all his champions and stuff. You know, we went through a lot of breedings. Gotta Eat, Ricari. Remember all the Tyrone dogs that he had up there? All them lines coming off of them, Lexus Coupe and all them are here on our show. A lot of great champions, and a lot of good champions, some of them that we didn't even know about, are on these shows. Certain breeders that we talked about are on these shows. Those pedigrees are out there. They're going to always be out there learning these shows out there. So a lot of that information can be rebuilt. I mean, boy, would it take some work. But for guys who are, you know, putting up a lot of these pedigrees that were in their lines that, you know, that they were bringing forward towards the show and training what you think about this, they can go back in there and find them shows. And there's that information that they think they done lost. And just rebuild it on another pad online. There's different ones out there. And some that don't even cost you nothing. Like I said, I went and looked in and was like, shoot, that ain't the only Pairs Online out here. You know, some of them, you know, you can go right in and change it right up. I mean, go right in there and make the adjustments on something you find wrong. That I found a problem with. Because anybody could go in there and tap on that pad and make and edit it, and that didn't sound too smart for me, you know. But in some cases, it worked out good because you can go in there and see something wrong and fix it. Like on one of hers, you know, they were missing Amber's bottom half. And I was able to go in there and just put her bottom half in there. And that just completed her pedigree. I didn't think that was a good idea, but for those people who have those opportunities to go in and try to find those things, hey, that's a good way to rebuild on somebody else's platform. We pay for Pairs Online, and Pairs Online down, and there's probably guys that ain't even had their shit 2 or 3 months, and there's their $30 out the door. Because even when they come back, how they gonna fix it? And if it comes back, how they gonna make the adjustment on the payments on people that already paid and for the time that's been down. We don't even know the reason why it went down. Everybody think it might have been it was getting laggy, which it was getting laggy. It probably did crash. You know what I'm saying? And if it did crash, how long are we going to take them to put up something that's crashed? It's not that hard. It really ain't that hard. Maybe you can make some adjustments, but it's not that hard. But yeah. The game without Pairs Online, I don't think it's going to be that bad because we're just going to adapt to somebody else's Pairs Online. And for those who can fix it up and still bring some of them dogs back, like I said, there's a lot of information on our pages for those who's out there wanting to put back the things that they may thought they had lost, because there's a lot of pedigrees on these shows, a lot of them.
Hey, Mo, you familiar with the big shout out to SBC Kennels? I see you, fam. SBC said Pitbull Bible is better than Pairs Online. I'm not familiar with it, so I wouldn't know.
It would be a good one to look into because those are the kind of things we all look up. Hey, what's up with the Pitbull Bible? We're going to pull it up and go take a look at it. That's all. I'll go take a peek. But yeah, that's how you start over. That's really how you start over.
I want to give a
lot of guys, they got their whole pedigree and probably their dogs on Pairs Online. You know what I mean? That's the way they were able to, twin. Take a look at this pedigree and tell me what you think. I have a lot of those out there. I'm going to make this breeding. Take a look at this. They send me that Pairs Online pedigree. So I definitely understand where they're coming from.
I want to give a big shout out to my man, Mr. Jason Clark in the house. What up, fam? Let's see.
Yeah, my thing is, are they going to be complete? Will they be complete? I'm trying to pull up the Pitbull Bible, but it's doing a whole lot of twirling. I'm just letting you know. Whole lot of twirling going on. So give me a second. I'm giving it a chance to work for us. So we can go take a peek.
Big shout out to my man Louis the Villain. He said, yeah, Pitbull Bible is good. They got advertising sections too. That should be a breeder's reference for real. Well, I like to see
right.
it. My man, Mr. Vernon Star said, SBC Pairs Online never monitored the data properly to ensure the fuckery was controlled. That is true. But we've always made comments about that, though.
Right. We always knew the difference between that. We always made, that was a good thing about it when you got all eyes on deck. They're
going to call you on it.
Yep.
They're going to call you on it.
Yeah, Pitbull Bible is acting funny too, y'all. While y'all were talking about Pitbull Bible, it's definitely acting funny.
Let's see. Big shout out to my man, Mr. Marcel Shepard in the house. What up, fam? Long time no see. I see you, fam. What's good? Salute to Mike and Mo. Keep going hard. Salute to the Shark Tank. Salute to you, sir. Putting in that work. You still putting in that work. I see you. Big shout out to my man. Clifton behind enemy lines. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man, Mr. Derek Lockett's in the house. What up, fam? The one and only. Bite down and shake that like button. Double M Despo in the house. What up, fam? Big shout out to Hardway Kennels in the house. What up? My man, Mr. Star said 2001, when the other dudes owned it, the database got back on one dog, 8 generations, and the percentage section was accurate. Yeah, I believe I've seen that too, Mr. Star. I think they had some COI, and yeah, I'd say a lot of stuff that they added to the situation. To really, and with the percentages, gave you a good insight. Never you wanted to, never use that shit. Never looked at it like it really ever made a difference. But I guess to some people, it's like sports. You know what I'm saying? The analytics mean a lot to some people. Never really paid attention to it, to be honest. Big shout out to my man, Mr. Henry James in the house. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man, Mr. Paris Jackson in the house. What up, fam? Mr. Jackson said, what up, fellas? I come from the days of handwritten pedigrees. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. And I'm telling you, when we first got into the dogs, when we was dealing with James Pope could sit down and take a blank sheet and not only write both generations, he could damn near go all the way back, just off the top of his damn head, and be accurate as hell. Let me see who else out here. Martin, I think when y'all was messing with Pope, when you were doing them pedigrees, he was basically doing it that way, wasn't he?
What you mean, writing them down?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pope knew the pedigrees on top of his head. That he was very good at. He was.
Big shout out to Small Time Kennels in the house. What up, fam? Small Time Kennels say, if all your stock is registered, no issue. But why solely use Pairs Online as a registry? It's just a database. You are correct. And I didn't know that people was actually trying to use it as a registry.
I don't think they were trying to use it as a registry. I think they were using it as a database for themselves to keep up their dogs and their breeding. Because like we had an ADBA, we have, you have the one the Titan Kennels took over. You have UKC, those registries, but then they have so many other ones like Schoolboys. I forgot that one up in PA, World Pedigrees or something like that, but they have registries out there for guys who want to register your dogs. That's a good place to register them.
Yeah, check out the APDR. They got a registry over there now. A pretty good one.
Those are things to look into as far as registering your dog. If you're just trying to have papers on your dog, register with some of those things. Those registries, they might not be big as the ADBA, but at least you got your dogs registered in a registry. That's a whole lot better than printing out a Pairs Online when you start talking about your dog being registered. You know what I mean?
I never looked at it you know, a registry is a registry. Peds online, I mean, online peds was not, it was meant for references. I never thought it was actually being used as a registry. I did never see
It
that.
could come in hand. It could come in handy for registering, though. It could come in handy for registering. You know, that's the key. Come in handy.
Big shout out to everybody. What up, fam? I see you. It's okay, Lily. It's all right. You hear the show. There's nobody out there.
But you know, I like to hear some other comments based on it. You know what I mean? Because that would be that's interesting. You know, especially when we start talking about registering your dogs. Well, some of them are a lot safer than the other ones because some of them aren't as hot. You know, the Pit Bull Bible, it seemed like it's down to y'all while y'all talking about it. You know, that's something to look at too, because it's definitely down. Let's see who else we got. Anybody else got anyone that they would like to see up? I see this APBR. It's got one. Seems like they got a pretty nice database. No, I don't know what they charge, but they got a database. I think they got one called Pedigree Online instead of Online Pedigree. I think that was one. But it seems like they got several of them out there. Some of them, you know, they got it for the Dobermans, the Rottweilers, the Pit Bulls. You know, you go to Pit Bull, you put in a pedigree, they pull right on up. You know, like I said, a lot of information that you depended on with Peds Online. Hey, that's a shot. But if you had it on the show, you're in good luck. You know, because somewhere in one of them shows, you know, there's going to be pedigrees in there. A lot of good dogs that we pulled up, a lot of good dogs that we talked about, a lot of great pedigrees that we talked about was right there on these videos. So, you know, just how bad you need to get your stuff in order and find you another one. And just like I was saying about everybody keep complaining about the ADBA and registering their dogs, and they don't want to have their dog registered. Well, I think a lot of people these days want to have registries. They want to have papers on their shit. You know, and it's good to have because that gives them something to work off of instead of Peds Online. You know, I wouldn't give a damn who registered my dog. I would register my dogs with the ADBA no more. You know, I mean, they were good, and I had a lot of good years out of them. But the first thing I noticed when the popos started looking into shit, the first thing they did on top of everything else they was trying to do, they went to the ADBA and subpoenaed them for all the dogs that I had registered, and the ADBA complied. Now, they wasn't using those papers against me. That they didn't do that because I had those show cards. But at the same time, what's the purpose of going to a registry and subpoenaing the registry of all your dogs You know what I'm saying? Just to try to prosecute you through a registry when all you were doing was just registering your dogs. You know, registering your dogs. You know, can they force them to talk about the ones that were transferred and who they was transferred to? Well, shit, if you can subpoena them to pull up my shit and send out that information, what's going to stop them from subpoenaing you to say from all the dogs that came out of this registry under this person's name, where did these other papers go? Who bought who registered these dogs and where did they go to? See, that don't sound good. So there was a lot of things that turned me off about the ADBA, even though I know it's not their fault, they're only following the law. There's other registries out there that I just don't believe that the government's going to spend a whole bunch of money subpoenaing all these other registries out there trying to find you. You see if you registered your dogs with any other registry. You know what I mean? That's a whole lot of subpoenas. And a whole lot of people ignoring subpoenas and everything else because they're not big as the ADBA. They probably don't have as much to lose. And for what purpose? You know, they would have to be more in depth on what they're trying to find. But to have your dogs registered, don't get away from that because that's the historical note. If you're going out here selling your dogs and you're selling your dogs under this pretense that whatever you write down, that's what it is. And then this person goes out there with that, and that's all they have with no type of registry. It brings very little value or credence to a dog that you spent maybe $1,000, $1,500, even $2,500 bed to the right shit. You know, I would want my shit. I wouldn't care what registry it's in, but I would want my puppy registered or my dog registered. I wouldn't care with who, but give me something. No, it's not going to take away from the fact that, hey, if you out here looking for a dog and you out here trying to buy a dog and you got somebody out here faking the funk and you become a victim to the fake of the funk, you know, that's one thing and a whole different because everybody a lie. You just don't know who the lie is and when the lie is being used on you. But that's where you got to learn. Because you see a whole lot of those Facebook dogs for sale used to have those pretty pedigrees. You know, you got to go see for yourself. I always say, try to deal with people that you know have no reason to lie. You know, that's what was good back in our day. Look at Beeline and how Beeline got over. Look at the money that Beeline got on nothing but a lie. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's better to have something than nothing. I'm gonna keep it like that. It's better to have something to resort back to, or even when it comes to you selling your dogs or buying your dogs, anytime you're spending $500, you know, and a guy tell you, I don't have papers on my dog, I don't need no papers, this is how they bred. But he's cool with that. But when you walk off the yard, are you going to be cool with that too? Are you going to take his philosophy and believe that's going to work for you? No, I want you to put it in. I want a certificate with your paper, with that pedigree on it. I don't give a damn where you get it from, and you know, as long as it ain't printed off of Pairs Online or one of these other online registry. I mean, it's not even a registry. It's just a Pairs Online, and this is what you're telling me. Well, when you get a certificate, they down there telling you this is what it is. Who wants to be caught with some fake papers? It's not against the buyer, it's against the seller. It's so much easier for the seller, whole little scam, to go right out the window if he just get caught one time pulling some bullshit. word in this community passes around like hot fire. A wood fire. It was spread. So a lot of guys is out there thinking they can come up by doing the fake shit. It's only because you got people out here that's not doing their homework and not setting standards and expectations on what they want to do when they go to build their yard. They have to have some type of record keeping if you're going to have a successful kennel in breeding and producing good dogs. You're going to have some type of database for yourself. For people who you want people to buy your animals, yeah, you want to have your animal registered. I mean, why wouldn't you?
My man, Mr. Bernard Starr said, don't forget Tom. He does have a registry.
Well, yes, that's right. Tom, make damn sure that when you buy one of his, you're going to get some papers on it. And he's going to have a lineage on his shit because he's been doing it for so damn long. That is true. But we cannot, again, we all understand the risk that we take dealing with any and everybody. If we can sit there and talk about Pat Patrick did it, Maurice Carver did it, they all did it. You know what I'm saying? They all did it. So, hey, what the hell? Your key is what you get on your certificate, on your registry of your dog is what it is. And it had nothing to do with you doing nothing crooked. If it come out later on and somebody come up to you and say, man, that breeding never took place, or this didn't happen, I know I was there, then then you got something to argue an issue. You at least would like to know, well, if that ain't what it is, you tell me what it is. Don't be telling me what it ain't. If it ain't, then you tell me what it is. And you got to back up to prove that, because sometimes a lie can stand out like a sore thumb when it comes to proving it's a lie. It's really not that hard, because it's not hard to find out where the problem is or where it went wrong or where the lie comes in at, if it's there to be proven. But for somebody just to say it, just to throw you off, that's just as being crooked as a person who's giving out the fake papers. You got to have receipts to back up what you speak.
My man, Mr. Watkins said, big shout out to you, Mr. Watkins. I didn't want to butcher the first part of that because I'm high. But he said, do you think Pets Online being down could be a benefit to owners due to the climate now?
No. I mean, I tell you what, in my last recent case, I had them, when they tried to do that thing on me, they had me on Pets Online. Like, what that got to do with me having my dogs where you can pull going hard dogs up on Pets Online? I didn't understand that one. Is it against the law to have my dogs on Pets Online? What's wrong with Pets Online? It's against the law. That was a question that, why have that on the search warrant? Everybody's dog is on Pets Online. What's wrong with Pets Online where you have to worry about, being accused of something? You're gonna need a little bit more evidence than Pets Online, guys. And if it's there to navigate away from the actual point of the matter, and that's dog fighting, what do you having your dogs on Pets Online have to do with, you being a dog fighter? It got to be something more than that. Well, we're going to convict him. We ain't got no scarred up dogs. All we got is a bunch of dogs on Pets Online. So he got to be doing something with all these dogs on Pets Online. It don't work like that. And it really don't work like that. If anything, the judge is going to put that shit in the closet and say, I don't want to hear nothing about Pets Online because it doesn't prove anything. That was just like they did with the journal. I'm all up in the journal. And the judge still said, it doesn't It doesn't relate to anything. These are matches. This dude is a referee at these matches, but you're not putting nobody on the stand to verify what we're reading in this book is a fact. And all you're doing is putting out circumstantial, and it's really worse than circumstantial because it's not even hearsay. So I don't want to poison the jury or set up an appeal based on me letting something in that there's nobody testifying to. So no, we're not letting none of these journals, none of this Peds Online, none of this pedigree shit in this trial because it has no relationship to proving anything pertaining to dogfighting. And as long as you guys understand that, and that goes all the way down to registry, how are you going to tell me that I got a bunch of ADBA dogs being registered, and they go on my house and they see all these damn registrations from the ADBA, and so what? What does this have to do with the relationship between the charges that you're trying to charge me with and the fact that I registered my dogs with the ADBA? All it tells you is that I had registered a bunch of dogs. All it tells you that I had a bunch of dogs, but I'm not being charged for that. But you're right, BCK. Kennels said it. ADBA ain't the end of all be all, but to me, it's other registries. My thing is, it's an injustice, just like guys not reporting their dogs back in the day in the journal, and then you hear them coming back with these damn excuses. Well, I didn't want to register my dog matches there, and I didn't want to do this, and I didn't want to do that. But you want somebody to give you recognition, even though the guys is in the journal, we can go see. We might talk about the fact that they're in there, but that's not the problem. The problem is you want to put that down so you can be relevant, and you're not in the journal. And then you want to give us the excuse, the chances. Look, we was taking chances when we was doing the shit anyway. We were doing that anyway. So using the journal for our reporting matches, y'all wouldn't know a damn thing if you took the journal and Fat Bill shit away. Y'all wouldn't have shit. And let's talk about the ones that we got out here dangling around with guys and these new dogs and these new, history portraying winning dogs and lines that we probably never heard of that was actually put together. You know what I'm saying? And guys flock to that and believe that when it's really not true. How your dog was doing all this in my time, yet we don't know nothing about the dog. You expecting us to be dead and gone, so this new lie you got coming out is supposed to get by. But what if you get caught by a person like me that's been around and was like, well, this dog was supposed to be all that in the 90s and in the early 2000s, but why we ain't never heard of you or the dog? Dog sitting up there with registered married dog sitting up there with champion this and all that shit on there. Yeah, but this dog is supposed to have been back during our time. He's not in the journal. But he's safe to feel like now that the journal don't exist, he got a good argument. I ain't put my dogs in the journal. I just, some people did, some people. Well, guess what? For real, you did your dog an injustice because, I wouldn't be nobody's fool just because you didn't. It hurt you. It didn't hurt me for being in there. It hurt you for not being in there because you're going to try to put me down, but you can read about me, but yet we're going to go on your word, just your word, just your word. Come on now. Tell me which one is worse.
A big shout out to my man, Mr. Tim Jackson. I'll see you, fam.
And St. Hunter Baptist said, that's definitely true. Yes, it is true. Give me something. Give me some papers. Give me some type of registry. I don't care if it comes from the ADBA, Tom Gardner, schoolboy or the boys up in PA. I don't care what registry, but give me something. Because you're going to look like a damn fool going home with nothing and everybody asking you how he bred, and all you can do is give him a sheet of paper. They probably got to print it off of Pairs Online or some shit like that. No. Then you worse just as bad as the guy who claimed that he didn't report to the journal, but you know, he was the shit. But guess what? Even then, if you was the shit, and even though you didn't report your matches, did you go into anybody who at least was in the journal? That's a good question.
Big shout out to Big Doe. I see you, fam. He said, I was told as a kid to always get my papers when purchasing a dog. That's true.
And you shouldn't care where they come from. Just give me something. Give me something. Don't give me nothing and leave me to have to explain this shit like you trying to explain it to me for me to walk off the yard with $1,000 dog without none. Because he choose not to register his dog for whatever reason.
It's like buying a car with no
same shit that he in.
Like buying a car with no title.
Right.
Big shout out to Elevated Kennels in the house. I see you, fam. That's how I looked at it. It's like buying a car with no title. Come on.
Well, it's worse than that because you gotta have a title to even have the car. See, by law, you gotta have a title to even have the car. Yeah, in the dog game, you don't have to have a title. So you out here buying dogs without one, you know, look what you got to base your whole job as far as your registry. Imagine you got a dog that ain't got no papers, but you know how he bred because this is what the dude told you. And then you go out here and you win with the dog and you ain't got no reference on no type of reports or nothing behind your dog. And all you got is maybe a few people who may have seen him if they still around. But you're doing more talking than proving your point. See, when you talk to have to prove a point without no receipts, your shit is not acceptable in a lot of upper echelons. When you want the real people to have your shit, when you want the real people to notice what you've done and who you are, you have to leave a paper trail. Don't bring your mouth. You bring your mouth, it's going to bring a whole lot of skepticism because you're the only one telling the story. You don't got no papers on the dog, but you want me to believe you want to charge me $1,500 to study this dog. And the only reason I'm studying this dog is because I believe what you were doing on Pairs Online. Now that I get here, you got all these reasons why this great dog ain't been in no journal, ain't been in no book nowhere. And now you trying to tell me he's bred like this, and we ain't got no record of that either. And you want me to walk out this yard with $1,500 in your hand and a dog here that ain't got nothing but a story that the man who spent the $1,500 with, now he got to come up with based on what somebody else told him. The daddy was this, the daddy was that. The dog was bred like this, the dog was bred like that. Now it's become your story. Come on now.
Big shout out to my man, Mr. Corey Jones. I see you, Corey. Appreciate that, Corey. Corey said, who else in the chat look at twins like some big brothers? Man, we old as hell. We supposed to be like, yeah, big brothers, shit, like OG uncles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, see, you got to settle for something. You got to settle for something. Don't let them put their mouth in your mouth. Don't spend $1,500 on walk or $1,000 for a puppy and ain't got no papers, but something is written down on a piece of paper. And this is all you got to go by.
Big shout out to my man SBC Kennels. He said ADBA ain't the end or be all.
Never have been.
Never have been. Never. But one thing I can say about the ADBA, I've seen people try some shit and I done seen ADBA call and say, Twin, is this dog bred like this?
Yeah.
I done
They
seen
will
it
call
happen.
you.
So
Yes,
they
she
will
will.
call your ass
Yes, she
and say,
will.
hey, somebody trying to do this. Hey, and then had you sign some shit, right? To say that breeding took place and shit.
Yeah, that's like guys that used to register their dogs in their girlfriend name with the ADBA. They register their dog in their girlfriend name, maybe to protect their own name, and then, okay, he get jammed up. Now he got to sell the yard. He ain't even with the girl no more. As soon as he got busted, she left. Now he's out here selling the yard and giving you papers with not her signature, nobody's signature, but the dog is in her name. Dog in her name, he in jail. He's trying to get off the yard, trying to get some money up. And now he's giving you ADBA papers in a girl's name who ain't even signed the motherfuckers. All he's giving you is the papers. So how's the ADBA going to accept those papers without that woman's signature on it? Or him signing the papers and it ain't in his name? Why is he signing the papers and the dog ain't in his name? Well, yeah, they were my dog, but it don't mean shit on that paper if it ain't in that girl's name.
Yeah, they was real crazy about that. Big shout out to my man.
I know. I can tell you incidences right now where Patty has got back and said, "Hey, you got this paper signed, but it ain't signed by the person whose name as the owner is on the papers." Well, that was my girl. I had her registering my dog for other reasons. You know, I didn't want the dogs in my name. Well, that don't mean you can sign the papers and I'm supposed to register your dog just on that note right there alone, because it didn't happen. No, it did not happen. That was not good enough for her. You either go find your girlfriend and sign off on them papers, or this registration is not no good. And this man got a dog that he just spent down there $2,000 for. Can't even get papers on the dog because he locked up. She ain't around. And all he had was an ADBA paper with the dog's name, with the girl's name on it. And the dude that got busted who sold the dog, his name is signed on the registration. She didn't let that slide. She called and let him know, we got to find the person's name of the dog, or the owner of the dog need to be signing this registration, girlfriend or not. She need to be signing, not him. Well, I ain't with her no more. Well, that don't make a damn difference.
Big shout out to CPK. Yo. I see you, fam.
You need to go and register your shit with people who gonna give you what you paying for. Don't give a damn which way it go. Give me something to build my legacy on. Even if it ain't right, let somebody come back and tell me it ain't right. But this is what it was when I got it. It's better than not having, to have something than to have nothing. Because you're gonna always have them haters out there that got to tell you this and tell you that. But what makes it harder on you is when you don't have nothing. No receipts but your mouth.
I want to give a big shout out to my man Keith Gene Lewis. I see you, fam.
Pairs Online and make a registry real easy. I want to go register with Schoolboy. I just go on Pairs Online, pull up my motherfucking first 4 generations. I can probably pull up more than that and print it out. Print it right out. Or he got an application, write it right out on his application. I got everybody right there. You might want an 8th generation pedigree. Pairs Online will help you get that 8th generation pedigree. Write it right out. Send it right into the registry and boom. It ain't got to take long for them to handle your shit. All they got to do is copy and write what you put down. Any registry. As long as you got the person you bought it from signature on there, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to get it done. For a lot of guys that go in here with these blank registries, you know, you got the dog, but now you got to go over here to schoolboy and, you know, you bought the dog, but it's a pup. You know, don't you think you should at least have, when you go register with schoolboy, the name of the dog along with the owner of the dog? Or don't you think you need to have some, at least a sales receipt showing that the man's name is on your application as the being the breeder of the dog, is where I bought the dog from, and this is his signature and maybe even his phone number? That's what I'm talking about. Why not? I'm giving you $1,000 for this puppy. You gonna tell me all I'm walking out here with a puppy and nothing? Nothing?
Well, one of my biggest factors was one of one of the losses or the threat of their disappearance marks a transition from an era of open source history to one of the fragments of private record keeping. One of my biggest things was the loss of virtual prospecting. Online pedigrees were the primary tool for pedigree analysis. Breeders use them to perform hypomating, calculating the coefficient of inbreeding, the COI, and visualizing how specific bloodlines like Colby, Carver, or Ironhead would interact before a litter was ever even produced. The impact: without these certified, centralized tools, breeding decisions become more guesswork, heavy or reliant on experience, slow manual lookups through official registries like the ADBA. That's the point of loss.
That's true. It's true.
Well, you had me looking up some shit based on this, and I'm telling you, I had I had a couple points that what we was losing in that process, regardless of how people say and think. There are things that you're going to lose if you don't pay attention to what it was actually being used for. And I always said it was always used as a point of reference, you know, based on my experience. And I ain't nothing like you when it comes to these damn pedigrees. But I know you losing something.
Yeah, you're losing the ability to put the formula together.
Right. Big shout out to my man, Mr. Keith Gene Lewis. He said, time to get back to the old ways. Write it down and keep personal records. See, there you go right there. Because you're keeping it to yourself, but it ain't going to do nobody else no kind of good. And as a seller, I mean, yeah, that works for you. But as a buyer, you're back to having to believe what somebody else is telling you. Right?
Hey, Guy Golston, for guys that want to send a donation and don't have Cash App, just send me an email. For guys that want to donate to the cause, we'll work out something.
Appreciate that, guy. Really appreciate that, man.
We see your effort. Just send me an email and we'll come up with something. I know I don't have Zelle, but I have that other one, the one with the V, and I have Cash App.
I don't know. They won't let you do super chat no more?
No.
Oh, they won't let us do shit.
Remember, they took your demonetization, man.
Yeah. I thought they said we could still do super chat, but I don't know. I never looked into it because I was still arguing with them.
And they still ain't gave you your shit back.
No, they said I could reapply in July. We're on 90-day suspension. For what?
For what? Because we didn't have nothing but Going Hard Reloaded, and that's our brand.
Right.
I mean, that Going Hard Kennels Reloaded is our brand. That's like a pair of jeans. the brand being stamped on there at the beginning of all the shows is what they call them, thumbnails or something.
Yeah, they say it was repetitive.
Because we use that right there. Yeah. Nothing else. Like we using these different thumbnails now, you know, this is what they wanted us to do.
Yeah. This is what they want us to do. Oh, and don't forget the membership thing. Because YouTube y'all know YouTube gets a percentage of whatever you damn it make. And they just got this strict standard that they just got this certain way, because we never got demonetized during none of these shows. This shit just happened out of nowhere. But just so fellas, y'all get a better understanding why things change. That's why you see me putting more time and effort into thumbnails and shit. Conversation's not going to change, but you're going to start seeing thumbnails and shit. Like I said,
they want us to get membership so they can get more money out of all these people that come to the show.
Exactly. So if we didn't have it, we had, you know, weak ass viewers, you know, we coming up on 1 million views, and they don't like that shit because they feel like we could have had more, but we keep being repetitive, and they just don't like that shit. So that's where I'm at with them. But I'm gonna do I'm gonna make them changes, and we just got to put in a little bit of extra work. That's all.
You have nothing to do with what we say on the show.
Not a damn thing. Nothing. Or what the show was about. No, it was all about going and saying all that going hard shit. Never changed. It just kept being repetitive. Thumbnails and membership. You guys don't even have memberships. Okay. But we're gonna get around that. Just put in a little bit more extra work. Here go another one, y'all. Here's my next point. Erosion of historical preservation. For the APBT, the pedigree is the Bible. It preserves the history of the legendary dogs and the dogmen who bred them. These sites often contain rare photos, weight records, and performance notes that aren't found on official registration papers. The shift as these databases go offline, that trivial knowledge is being lost. The community is seeing a desperate scramble to archive data via screenshots or private spreadsheets, leading to a fragmentation of history. And that's what you were saying, Mo.
Yeah.
No, I'm not making this shit up. I'm just putting it out there as it's being presented, based on the situation. This is what it was.
My email,
where we at.
I'm sorry, Mike. Our email right there at the bottom on the bottom ticker. Don't put your business out there like that. Send that to my email.
Right there, going hard reloaded at gmail.com.
My man, comes right to me. Not only for my eyes to see. If y'all gonna do it, send it to the email so only my eyes to see.
My man, the crazy one, Insane Honey Badger said, my new saying I created is, as the world continues to advance, the real people resort to primitive ways. The primitive ways is what? Writing this shit down. But see, my thing even doing it that way, I mean, you can write anything down.
But how you gonna sell your puppies? A lot of people depend on Facebook and the internet to sell their puppies. You can always buy your own pedigree program and do your own pedigrees and do your own genealogy on your own, and don't have to mess with none of them. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, it only works for you when you're doing your homework. When it comes to selling your puppies, what you gonna do? Give them a printout of what you got off your pedigree? It's not a registry, though.
Well, that takes me to my third point. The return of paper chasing In the absence of a quick online search, the community is forced back to a more traditional gatekeep era. Integrity checks. Online pads allow the community to call out hanging papers, fraudulent pedigrees. If a dog's lineage didn't match the public record, it was quickly spotted. Newcomers now find it much harder to learn the lines. This creates a divide between old timers who have the physical stud books and the newcomers who have no reliable way to verify what they are buying, based on what you're saying, Mo. Third point.
Well, again, everything I'm saying is showing up. But we got solutions. We have solutions. Guys, you cannot be out here selling your dogs without paying something into them outside of what you're doing to raise that litter. You know, you really got to start trusting somebody so the people that they spending their money when it comes to you, that they can trust you. I would think it would be very wise, you know, if you don't have your own registry as far as your own bookkeeping of the breeding that you're making and the litters that you are having, you know, then you need to do that for your own personal use, but you also need to get you a registry. Don't matter who or who you want to go through, but you need your registry to register your puppy. I think any man that's spending that kind of money for a dog should have a registry. He shouldn't be getting a paper from an online pet telling him this is how the dog is bred. I don't want to register my dog because you know what I do. That's some bullshit. I hear you, guy. Mr. Tim Jackson, he wants to come on the show. All you got to do is hit the link.
Here it
He is
goes.
invited. You know that, man. I know I won't be disappointed you're pushing him. You know, he telling you, like, preach, guys, big facts. Well, come on up here and join us. T. Florida, Bama. We'll put the link down there, man. You're welcome to come on, man, and sit in here with us. And you see your boy trying to get you up on the stand. Let's go, baby.
The link is
Come
down
on
there.
up here and join us, man, because evidently you got some information. Your boy calling you out. He's telling you, come on, bro. Let him come on in. Come on in, man.
Big shout out to my man, Mr. Paris Jackson in the house. He said, as far as the pairs online goes, seems like it would be harder to breed good dogs today because historically speaking, we mainly went off of what we seen. And then secondly, the papers. That's right,
We had
Mr.
the
Jackson.
journal.
We
You
had
got to
the
look at
journal.
all the great dogs we talk about. Everybody complained about the journal. But you're going to tell me if we did not have the journal, would we be talking about art? Would we be talking about Maurice Carver? Literally. Why are you
Kobe.
talking about them old timers? Because they showed up in the journal in those pedigrees from 1972 all the way through to 2000 and damn near the International Sport and Dog Journal. We had reference to these dogs. We had reference to these dogs' matches. Whether they was fake or true is on the eyes of the beholder, because anytime you publish something out there, if somebody out there know you lying, they gonna call you. See, when it's out there for the world to see, the fakery and the fuckery, it becomes a minimum because somebody know the truth if it's a lie.
They're going to call you on it too.
They're going to call you on it. When everything's underground and undercover, that's how you get the lies off. Because who you going by? You ain't got nothing, no reference to fall back on. The only reference you got is based on what this person continuously say. And he can sit down there and put down the journal. He can sit there and put down the ADBA, why he don't register his dogs. He gonna tell you why he didn't record his matches, and then do all his recording of matches. You know, he probably went into some top dog man, and he'll sit there and tell you that, but these are top dog man, that if you went into them and they in the journal, why you ain't in there going into them? You gonna tell me that you told them don't do it? They gonna put it in there whether you like it or not. If they shit is going in and they beat you, they gonna put it in there. This is how we know about Stone City, Southern Kennels, Stone City Kennels, Strictly Business. All these kennels out here. We can pick up these books, kennels that's out there that we probably only see them in the journal one time, at least one time in the journal. But that person can at least tell you, I did exist. Here's a match right here, page 24 in 2002 journal. That's better than somebody coming up there with nothing. Okay, I hear you, Tim. Give me something to talk about Friday. We'll put you up there, man. Yes, sir. You definitely invited. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Hey, y'all do me a favor. Do me a favor. Button down and shake that damn like button. By way of my main man, the one and only, the incomparable Mr. Double M Dust in the house. Show some love, man.
I told y'all we're gonna be having some puppies running around here, and I done already told y'all in the very beginning when all this started, there's gonna be puppies that's gonna be handed out to our biggest supporters. They're gonna be the first ones, the people who supported this channel. These are people who are the first on that list to gonna be welcome to whatever I produce. Whatever I got, they got first dab at everything that we have. And y'all know how I breed. Y'all know how I breed. But I'm just letting you know. You know, it's about the people. If you want your dog to be in good hands, you know, I feel that, you know, when it comes to the question, Reese, you're going to have 3 litters before the year out. What are you going to do with all the puppies?
Give them away. We ain't open to the public.
Tell them what I'm going to do with them, Mike.
I'm trying to tell y'all, don't even get it twisted. We are not open to the public. He's actually fixing to give these dogs away. Literally, to good people. Because that's what we're trying to give back. You're going to get some real going hard shit, and it ain't going to cost you shit.
Yeah, but that goes to those supporters.
Strictly
Everybody else, you won't be paying what everybody else is paying. If I like you, your resume good, yes. You going to get the deal of the day. But the supporters, they got it coming. All they got to do is say, I'm ready. And we'll fill up a yard. Be out there making special trips. Stay on top of them. Help them out. They're going to I become an open book to make sure they do everything necessary to make sure those dogs make it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they do. This is what we do. I'm too old. All I'm doing is sitting back making great beatings. What am I going to do with them? I might not make it 3 years to be able to see if my puppy got a chance to run through a treadmill or a wall or a confirmation. I might not make it to the see the damn puppies grow up. My point is, I want them on the ground. That's how much these breedings mean to me. They're my legacy. You know what I'm saying? And the dogs that I'm breeding to, you're going to have background to them. You're going to know who they are. You're going to see how they breed. You're going to have papers with them. Because once I'm gone, it becomes even more valuable. That you got the last of what the twin had.
His last breedings before he left and shit. Yeah. That's more, y'all. I ain't don't Nate. You know damn well Mike ain't thinking like that, but this is Mo shit. So I'm riding with him. I'm riding it out with him. He said he's gonna do it, and he's going to do it because we got the bitches to get it done. So he's got Zelda, he's got Spice, he's got Hella,
and got champions.
and he got 2 champions. So all I can say is just keep doing what y'all doing. But he has his favorites, and that's where we at with that. So big shout out to all our supporters. CPK said 2,500 for a pup. Registered as a pup. I registered as a indie dog. Years later, he responded in an email, I don't know the dog. Let long me. He was doing exactly twin as Twin explained. First generation COI. Yeah. I understand what you were saying, CPK. I seen you. I feel you. But it was a lot of them doing it. You mean, there's no creator of the madness. Actually, the madness been around for quite some time. When we always talk about it, the fuckery and the fakery, the honesty, the integrity. The more shit like this happens, the more we lose it. So I'm always into this honorable shit when it comes to being a dog man, because I was always an honorable dog man. And some people might find, the honor and integrity like you can't trust nobody in the game. Well, I just didn't grow up in this game like that. I didn't. I know you can't trust everybody, but were we that fortunate to run into people with some integrity, that had some honor to it, or even respected us enough to even say, here, twin, or even come breed this motherfucker, twin, for nothing? Now, I can't always look at this game as bad. I just respect the people in the game.
That's right. I bred the Mayday twice, actually 3 times, and then never give her $1. Not $1.
Not $1. It was a couple more you was able to do that with, though.
Mm-hmm. I usually pay like I paid for them other breedings. I paid for them just because I didn't want them to have the puppies. I wanted all of them. You wasn't thinking about me until I made this breeding. You didn't call me and call me up there to do it. I called you. So I'm going to pay this stud fee because I'm going to take everybody. Because when I breed my dogs, I want all of them to be around. I don't want them being sold out there just so somebody can make some money. You might have bought a grand champion and he's sitting on the chain for the next 5 years being held on to because somebody wants to breed him because of the way he's bred. Crazy as hell. All kind of accidents, dog killing everything. Dog want to hit something so damn bad, he don't know what the hell to do with the dog. It ain't his fault. It's just the way he bred. That's what I used to think about when I was breeding my dog back in the day. That's why I didn't really open to the public.
Bulldog season. I see you, Pam. He said you don't have to give them your real name. I'll tell you what. Sometimes when you sign up, well, I'm going down the list. I'm letting you do the talking, so yeah, I'm a little bit behind. So feel me on that one. I'm just picking out shit that I feel like it should be said. I'm catching up though.
Himmy James, go Himmy got one, Mike.
You said I was behind. You wasn't even lying. I
got him. I got him.
Okay.
Himmy James said, once upon a time in this breed, a secret pedigree was valued. Then, as times passed, registration papers took purebred to the next level of proof of legitimacy for a greenhorn in the public. And he's right. Fact.
Facts.
That's a fact. Here go one running star. Running star said, I recall back in the day, Rosenberg kicked every one of our crew off his property, but my late KP and I. People said he was redneck, but he gave us his time in a free pup. Yeah. Just like when we got them dogs from Atlas Brewer and James Edwards.
Yeah, but see, Vernon down there in that Carolina area, so he know what we talking about when we were talking about James. Remember, they used to do, everybody else in that area used to think they was racist, didn't they?
Yeah.
All the
Your power was hanging out with them. When they soul was giving us dogs, we wasn't buying shit.
Didn't buy shit. I was laughing because I was reading the story earlier today about they was talking about the legendary breeding between who was that? Damn. You know which one I'm talking about, Mama. Queenie and who?
Oh, you talking about Low Posse's Buster and
Queen?
Yeah,
Low Posse's Buster and Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, Larson's Red. Larson's Red.
Yeah. And you was like, dang. When I heard that, I said, that would have to be Solo's litter-mate brother.
He was. A dog that was given to us.
It was just one of them things, you know, after all these years, I'm sitting here reading about that, and I'm like, damn, that has to be Solo's litter-mate brother. And here this dog was given to you. Big shout out to my man, Mr. Corey Jones. I see you, fam.
God said he gonna resonate our name. They gonna never die. You know what? God. That's why I give so much love to Gameville.
Our protege.
I give all the love and respect. No. If I had anybody that I could pass out dogs to that was like them, you could be that guy. Because one thing for damn sure, they took on that name and made it their own name. And it's just a privilege to see that they dogs is legendary in their own right. And I just so happen to be in that pedigree. You know what I'm saying?
Big shout out to Gameville. But we don't really talk about them because they can write and have their own story.
They got their own story, yep. Jamie Long dead, but Jamie spent all that money for all those dogs and didn't even get Brat. Spent all that money for the Brat and never got her. But he took the dogs he did get and made something out of them. All he needed was two of them, Baby and Sassy Girl. That's all he needed was them two females right there. And made a name out of them.
A lot of bad dogs came out from Jamie. He did a lot of good breedings. Created a lot of great dogs out of there. Some of the dogs we even talk about. So yeah, dogs in the right hand. Okay, man. They the ones that make the legacy. Not us. The people who got the dogs, who did what we was doing. Actually, big shout out to Gamble because they did more than what we did. So always give them much respect. My man guy said, Mike, Mo, want to bring show with your brothers to Pensacola, Florida. I got family up there. You probably know them. The Ingrams. James Ingram, Philip Ingram from Switch. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, James Ingram. Yeah, I got family in Pensacola. You probably know them. You know, Pensacola really ain't that big, but their name is just as big as the city. I thought I'd throw that out there to you guys because, yeah, I would love to come up there and hang out.
Well, James dead now. Philip's the only one around now.
Yeah. Philip's around. Sis, Angela, she's still there.
Yeah.
Yep. Big shout out to TDK Slim. What up, fam? I see you. Let me see.
What it do, baby boy? I see you, man. I just throw you up there going hard. What it do? You, baby. That's what we do, baby boy. We do you.
For Calito, 1975 in the hills. I see you, fam.
Hey, I need my boy Ram a dog one. He needs to be blue.
Big shout out to the tall stranger. I see you, fam. Straight face. He said, I have a Tab Maverick pup. That's a freaking fireball. His mom gave him a scar on his back when he was about 3 weeks old. Now I see why. She marked him as her favorite. And to take care of him, yeah. I remember Brad had got that big ass mark on her, the center of her back.
Well, it started out being a damn scar, and it got worse because she kept going in the back end, and they kept peeling her ass. The rip was just chewing on them scars on that back, on her back, trying to get her out there stifle. So it kind of made it started off a small scar that got a worse scar because the dog was opening her up from biting on her when she was in their back end. Remember how she used to lay over on her side, cover up where they couldn't get her, and they just remember how her back was. She had more scars on her back than she had on her head.
I think you did that one that Hemi put up there. Yeah. I just found it right up on it.
Hey, we got Roller Dog. I think that was his name. He in black. You catch him down here because I'm trying to stay down here at the bottom.
He said he got dogs off of Jamie Long. Mr. Max Coates.
Yep, that was his name. The FBI man. He has several names. You want to know the truth? He was a good dude. He was ruthless too, though. He was ruthless.
Welcome to the Shark Tank, fam.
Oh, don't worry, Ram. He's going to take care of you. You see that, Mike?
Yeah, I'm trying to take care of him now, man. It's just, okay. I don't know what I want with me.
He said Mr. Max Coates. He damn near had a German name, too. I forgot what it was. It wasn't Coates. It was another last name, but it was definitely like a German name. But yeah, one of his names was Max Coates. He had another name. It damn near sounded like he was German. I know that Max was in there too, but it was like a crazy name. Max Coates still sound like a good name. Kind of give you, but he had a name, man, that was damn. You thought he was German. And why did he call himself Jamie Long? I have no idea. But I knew what his job was. His job was he hunted down child pedophiles. I mean, he was really hung up on that shit. The man fought dogs, and he was ruthless out there when he did that. He didn't get Brat, but the guy who transported Brat, he came up dead. And what did I tell you? All the other dogs made it but Brat, and then he tried to hold her as hostage. Next thing you know, this man, he pop up dead somewhere. Don't know who did him. Don't know who did him. But he got Jamie, he probably got some other people. But he ended up dead. Yeah, man, you right about that though, fam. Free lessons on respecting the game, and the game dropped down. Fellas, all we doing is giving y'all back what we observed in our time and what we were doing. I mean, I'm telling you, down there, playbook from the great ones, from Sheriff Powell, Alice Bro, all the way through our years of the Abrahams and Stone City and hardcore.
Roadblock, don't forget them. Noonie, Big Row. There's a lot of them.
Yep, Suburbanite Paul, Arsenal Kennels, Rock City, John B, Andy and Bad Company.
The Fonz.
Yeah, Pepper Steve, all of them, man.
Big shout out to Oh man, what up, man?
Can't forget my boys from D South.
Can't forget them, nah.
Can't forget Apex and Gotta Eat and Still Gotta Eat.
Big
Tony Wade,
I'm throwing
Dog Pound.
Cosmin Kale, I see you, fam. Keep going, more. I'm just throwing my people out there. Leatherman's in the house. What up, fam? My man Leatherman said, twin, do y'all still have the Mancho Bear bread mail?
No, he wasn't the Macho. He was never. We didn't have a Macho Buck mail. We had Evo. He was off of Macho Buck. Yeah, he was one of the dogs that we got from Evolution. He was off of Macho Buck. I don't think I ever had a dog right off of Macho Bear. I know we had one with Macho Bear in him. But the one that we had, that was the red boy, that red dog, he was, and I ended up sending him, the guy that bought, damn, what's her name, Mike? The X-Men Little May sister, Storm. Yeah, the dude, when he bought Storm, and his partner had bought
Nico Storm,
yeah, and his partner bought Evo. Evo was a male right off of Macho Buck. He was game, and he had a beautiful body and a nice ass head. But that's all he was. He was just game. You know, he had a good pedigree. I think he could have been bred better if he had been, had a different mama. I think the gameness, it hurt him because, the mama, the mama had no factors. She really didn't have the factors that it took for him to be a great dog. He had the looks, he had the head, he had the body, and he had the heart, but that's it. It was like what the contribution from the mama just wasn't nothing there. You can breed a female, and if she ain't got nothing there, and you breed to a good male, don't be expecting a miracle. You hear Triple M talk about him breeding cold bitches and coming out with that stormy shit. You know what I mean? You got Awesome Baby sitting under a honey bunch. She cold as hell coming off of yellow. Everything you breed her to, that shit was working. But it's not that is not the rule of the game. Don't ever start believing that it is, that you can just start breeding these cold bitches and having these miracle litters, because it don't work. It works. It doesn't work in the percentages y'all want to start testing that shit. You know, you got to have a hell of a pedigree to breed a cold bitch. And that cold bitch better have some work behind her. I mean, damn, Awesome Baby came right off of Yellow. So to turn around and bring Awesome Baby to Buck, straight to Grand Champion Buck, that's what started the line, but she had something to throw to the table. She came right off of Yellow. So if the Yellow mixed with the Buck, that's why the yard became the great yard that it did. Same with motherfucking Hardcore. If you look at the bitches that he was breeding to, he made Felony all them, he made Breaker all them. They wasn't matchdogs. They produced better dogs than 9 Milli. And 9 Milli was the grand champion.
Big shout out to the Spike Brothers Kennels in the house. I see you, fam. You know, you always push that point too, Mo, because you love your bitches, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Leatherman said, I think the females off of the Macho Buck line in general are better performers and the males are better producers with my experience running the line since I got into the dogs. Well, I would say like this. Macho Buck produced bad bitches because of the Stone City in them dogs. That's why them bitches was like that in the Mayday. You know, we talk a lot of shit about Mayday dog, but we don't never talk about them badass bitches. You know, we don't never talk about them badass bitches. Brat wasn't the only badass bitch. Chanel was a bad bitch. Annabelle was a bad bitch. Hannah was a bad bitch. You know what I mean? May May was a bad bitch. Grand Champion Luca was a bad bitch. Goddamn Red Ruby was a bad
bitch. Grand Champion Red Ruby. 7-time winner. Was a badass bitch. But came off of a damn.
Yep. May 2's daughter, what's her name? What a Day. Bad bitch. That Mayday Stone City produced bad bitches. Don't forget the little red bitch, Black Ice's baby.
Mm-hmm.
Champion Baby. She beat that killer clown bitch. She was a champion. She was a badass bitch. Them Stone City dogs, look, there's more bitches out there but that were produced out of them crosses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can honestly tell you, yeah, Graveyard Bred to Madame produced a badass bitch. Graveyard was up with some Stone City shit. Mayday and some Stone City shit crossed with Brat Bred back to May 2. Produced that 7-time winner. But that goes for all the little Stone City dogs. Look at Baby. Baby is Stone City Mayday dog. She actually is really naming another all whim that came up there. And keep in mind, Baby was the first Mayday Stone City breeding. She's a registered mare with 4 champions. Now, somebody give me another one bred that close, coming off of Macha. Even Macho Buck, that's a registered mare. You ain't gonna find them. She was one in a million because she was the start of it. And they was a tighter breed. The difference is, Baby came off a little Mayday, aka Kunta. Baby mama came right off of him. And the same breeding, the same kind of breeding that made Grand Champion Macho Buck, Romel Buck. Same breeding. Where you think they got the idea from? Baby was bred first. They went and bred Romel back to the bruiser shit after what they saw, what Sassy Girl produced. Sassy Girl was the one who produced that litter that made them go and make that breed into the Stone City Mayday Cross. And she was up a little Mayday. And see, without that kind of information, guys, it's going to get, and you guys don't find another means of recording history, you guys are going to miss a lot, because one thing you don't want to do is get so separated from the dark side of the guys that's literally out there taking those chances and making those generational moves to making these dogs famous in the years to come. If y'all lose touch with them, y'all in trouble.
I want to give a big shout out to Archie Fuller. Welcome to the Shark Tank, fam. Archie said, oh, let me get, I can't even pin it up from over here. But Archie did say Stone City has some fine hounds. Oh, they had a whole lot of fine hounds, man. A whole lot of fine hounds.
They had the click. They had what they had to click. They had the shit that worked. And anybody that got that shit had a good damn yard too. Yeah, there was a lot of kennels outside of Size Them Up. Size Them Up came up. We came up. You know? That Stone City, that Grand Champion Buck Yellow Cross, that created a whole bunch of shit. You would add up just the dogs that had the Mayday Stone City Cross in them, or the Mayday Buck period cross. You're going to see a lot of great kennels. They had a lot of great dogs with that cross.
Big shout out to my man, Leatherman. He said Macho Buck himself produced Champion Bisexual, 1, 2 in one night. Champion Rosie, Champion Roxy, Champion Pinky, Champion Miss Macho Buck, Champion One-Eyed Butch, and Champion Lily Buck. Damn!
See, you know more about that shit than I do, because I ain't never heard of them bitches. I heard of some good males, but I ain't never heard of them bitches.
Ramadog One said he had dogs off of Jesse James. I wonder if that was before his dick was broke, Mo.
Right.
You know how we feel about that motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's what started the fallout. That motherfucker right there, Jesse James.
Jesse James. I'm breeding to Jesse James and ain't getting shit. And I'm standing right there with him. Yeah, everybody in the country getting shit off of Jesse James. Then the truth come out. Jesse James' dick broke. But so what dog was you? What dog were you putting out there with Jesse James' name on it? Who was doing that? Because it wasn't like these dogs was trash. Jesse James produced some good dogs before either that was before his shit got broke, or whoever he was using in the place of Jesse James was producing some good dogs. But it's a fact that Jesse James was being bred and puppies was being sold off of Jesse James. There was no way in the hell them dogs was coming off of Jesse James when I'm standing there right there with Jesse James and ain't getting no puppies. With the bitches we know having puppies. And to the point that he came clean and told the truth. I'm standing here, but you study selling Jesse James puppies.
Pit Dog said, it was a son. LOL.
Yep. But but see what they do for that money? See what they do for that money? I said the same thing about Victor. Victor's dog, even when he got over to Ecuador, he still had a few champions that came out of Ecuador, but they wasn't like the same damn Mayday dog that we seen when Mayday was in Florida, and we know he was having puppies. That shit became non-existent compared to what Mayday had when we know Mayday was throwing puppies compared to what Mayday was having coming out of Ecuador. And he sold a whole lot of dogs out of Ecuador. A whole lot of dogs. All claim to be off of Mayday. You know, when you get over there, you know, hey, ain't nobody there to babysit your ass. He way over there. He way over there in Ecuador. We don't know who that shit off of. He had some sons over there that look just like Mayday. But they sure wasn't producing the dogs that he was producing when he was over here in the United States. Like I said, there were 17 champions over here by the time he left the United States that we know came off of Mayday. Now, you know, you producing dogs like that in a short period of time, too, now. In a very short period of time. Yes, sir. Yeah, I would like to know what camp was that had all them bitches. You know, a lot of them camps. Because, you know, when you start throwing Evolution around, and you got to remember there was a time Evolution and Chico Lopez was the same motherfuckers. And I'm telling you what Chico Lopez learned his bullshit from. Like I said, I was very familiar with Evolution. Remember, I had Sir Kel. I ended up sending Ugly. Yeah, you know, Ugly. Stone City's Ugly. I had Ugly. I had Sir Kel. I had Evo. All those dogs came from Evolution. He said most of them bitches I named came from the same camp. Well, it's a shame that I don't know who that camp was because that's a, you know, they should be, that's a recognizing thing because you know something a lot of us don't know because we know about the males, but there's not a lot of shit on those champion bitches that you spoke up on. No, not at all. The one that he was speaking on that was over there, over in Mexico, you know, we found flaws and all that shit, bro. All them dog of the years and all that shit that Chico was putting out there, all that shit was a fraud. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm just keeping it real with you. And they told on each other. You know, Chico told on Evolution, and Evolution told on Chico when they fell out. Because nobody over in Mexico seemed to be able to tell us what conventions and what journals or what books was these dogs dog of the year that Chico be talking about, where he can come back and say that his dog was better than STP. Why ain't nobody fact checking? We start fact checking, man. You wouldn't believe the shit we ran into. You know, we down there made us doubt Macho, but you heard how if it don't be for Super Kennels, you know, he would have a question mark on his head. You know, as a dog, he was probably, he was a good dog, but just the way they handled him, you shouldn't have to handle a good dog with fraud. Unless you full of fraud your damn self. Remember, Evolution and them made the breeding, and I swear to God, they act like they made that breeding 2 or 3 times. When I know that the litter that I saw, Black Ice got one. That was Matey. And there was Macho and Macho. I don't remember no other males coming out of that litter. Did I ever hear any other males coming out of that litter outside of Macho? Then all of a sudden you start having, you start seeing these other dogs' names popping up like they done made these breeds a couple of times. When I'm gonna tell you for a fact that I know that's not true. I start each time I start to see more and more dogs added to the Mayday Blondie breed. When I know Jesse had one, I know Black Ice ended up with one. I know they had Matcha and Macho, and Hannah was a throw-in because Hannah popped up. Hannah was one of those that popped up. Because I don't remember Hannah being in the litter, but, I don't remember even think about Hannah till she showed up a champion. And she came out the same litter. But prior to that, Matcha and Macho was they bacon. That was the only dogs that you heard about, coming out of evolution that they had when it came to the Mayday Blondie breed. And like I said, Black Ice in Stone City had one. And I think Tony, not Jesse, just Tony had one over there in Puerto Rico with him. And he probably had more than that, because how did Black Ice end up with one? It had to come through Tony. We probably have a story about that one, but there was definitely Tony had Matey. Yeah, I know about the big head dog. Yeah. Yeah, beat the shit out of Awesome Buck. That's true though. But see, don't everybody know that story though, Mr. Nicholas? Mr. Nichols? Don't everybody know that story? And like Leatherman said, A-Town along with D-Town and who knows who is now called Black Rock Kennels are the real evolution kennels. I mean, yeah, don't forget the chosen few. Leatherman, don't forget chosen few. And don't forget Guzman Kennels with they Toby Rom, dog, the Guzmans. You right though. They had many names. Yeah, don't forget chosen few. You forgot one. He probably would have also made a registered married grand champion if he had won that one night. He picked him up in 19 damn minutes and shit. Screaming and hollering and shit. And then got arrested and got the dog taken from him. Yeah, they took the dog. He never got that dog back. But he had a whole story. It went along for years. Just so happened we ended up busting him on the story just by talking about it on the show. Not trying to put him down, but the truth is the truth. Yeah, well, Zelda, I was in the hospital when all three of those bitches came in heat. So one thing for damn sure, all three of them came in the week before I went to the hospital for surgery, all the way to the week that I got out of the hospital. By the time all that went through, all three of those bitches had came through heat. So I think if they came in beginning of February and start running them down the line, all we got to do is count 6 more months from February, and this whole pattern is going to start all over again. So I'm looking for around July, August, all three of these bitches going to be coming in heat again. And I wouldn't give a damn if they cut off both my legs. I'm going to be running around here in a wheelchair, scooting. They ain't going to have me locked up in no damn hospital. I'm gonna get all three of those bitches bred. I'm just letting y'all know I'm taking all three of them bitches to Yellow Dog. That's right, champion Yellow Dog. Why Yellow Dog, twin? Y'all got to know we go back to his pedigree. I got 2 Michael Myers bitches, double bred yellow man. Then I got champion Buddy Love, Little May half goddamn, Little May's sister and half sister. And Zelda coming is his half brother. Yeah. Buddy Love is Zelda's half brother. They both off a bull. And took Mr. Mayday and bred the bull, Little May's sister. And that's how Zelda's bred. So hell yes, I'm taking her over to Yellow Dog. And then after that, we're gonna go back out there, and if we can get all these bitches bred again, we'll breed them all back over there to champion Buddy Love. So between those 2 lines right there, 2 badass champions, that's a line for some people to work with. We're giving you the formula. How you gonna mess that up? There's no way we can mess that up. We got all them down there, all the Mayday dogs you can ask for, and all those breeds. Even got some Grand Champion Am Boss up in there. You know, you got all the right breeding. Then you don't even hear me talking about what I'm going to do after the fact when I got Gangville up there still making all them breedings coming down off of that damn SJ dog who's coming in, who's damn near 75% going hard all these years later. And then we still waiting on the right bitch to breed Maytoo to. Those straws are Maytoo. Brat to Mayday. Still got straws over there waiting on the right bitch. So the legacy is supposed to be the legacy, and definitely got something that's supposed to be able to stand up to take us on out through time, either whether I'm here or not. You know, I hope it can stand up and regardless of what the hell it's doing out there, you know, y'all got something to talk about. You know, that's all I want. And Mr. Nichols, that was a good one there. You threw up a good one right there. That one was a funny one. But you're right, Leather Man. You're right. There was a whole lot of shit. There's a whole lot of shit. Yeah, Macho Buck. Remember, I always like I told Super Kennels, you know, knowing what I knew, you know, I know that Macho Buck won 3. That's all I can tell you. I know for a fact he'd be a champion, and and that was the last one that I know that you can actually literally verify. Them other 2, they made in grand. Hey, we got questions. But at the same time, we're not talking about Macho Buck the dog, because Macho Buck the dog was still a good dog. He was still a bad dog. Matter of motherfucking fact, you got to remember Macho Buck is in a champion Yellow Dog. That goddamn Spartacus over there, Natural Born. That Spartacus dog comes down up, and there's a whole lot of evolution Macho Buck dogs you see out there in a champion pedigree. We ain't gonna take nothing away from Macho Buck now. You know, we may question his grand championship, but we sure can't question his ability to produce. Because to me, he's one of the best producing grandsons of Mayday. They're still around, that you can still pull up a pedigree. Yeah, we talk shit about that Michael Myers, but why you talk shit about Michael Myers? Because, you know, Buck City had it. But Michael Myers, the dog, You know, he went through several hands. But let me tell you something. Our Michael Myers bitches came off a Buck City breed. Yeah. They daddy was a Buck City bred dog. Yes, sir. So, you see, we still got the dog because of what they say, you know, we like what he did because that male produced a good dog. I mean, when I say he produced a good dog, let me tell you something. The bitch maybe come all the way fucking around there with what he produced. That was, my damn nephew had a badass bitch that they bred him to. Yes, sir. And a lot of those dogs gonna be climbing trees and treadmills and all kind of shit, and they at an age that they doing just that. Beautiful bodies, you already know them evolution dogs. Them dogs throw beautiful bodies. They throw beautiful built dogs. And the bottom of them dogs was double bred yellow man with some goddamn dead serious shit being bred back into him. Yeah, dead serious shit. Crossed with the double bred yellow man. With the Michael Myers on top of that. Give y'all something to study for. Why you think I'm taking the damn litter? If I had all 40 bitches, I'd be breeding them all the same damn way. Think I wouldn't? Yes, sir. Because what chances are you taking? Somebody gonna give me something. If all of them don't give me something, you know what I mean? If well, Tango. I think the problem with Tango is, see, I wasn't really around enough to really know what Tango was. That's the thing with Tango. I think I would have been a great fan of Tango. You know, I mean, if you really look at his pedigree, he could tell he was a good dog. Me personally, I would have been trying to find me some screaming demon shit along with Tango too. Cause I believe you took some of that screaming demon shit and crossed it into that Tango shit. Y'all would have seen a whole nother line of dogs and maybe been able to get up there on that Jeep list and knock that shit down some. Start replacing some of them all rims on the top of that shit. Some of those breeds that never took place, like Tango being crossed with some of these dogs out here that was just good dogs, like Screaming Demon. Imagine Screaming Demon in a pedigree with Tango. You know? Imagine Damien in a pedigree with Tango, Screaming Demon. Imagine the kind of shit that we could have observed to see, would it click? Yeah, again, who was that? Leatherman. I'm catching your shit, but when Evolution was using the kennel name Evo, Chica was going by the name of Open House, and you were so true. Then later it became the Chosen Few. Now you filling in the gaps. I knew it was one more I was missing. Leatherman. Okay? I knew it was one more I was missing. You're definitely correct. Man, we still got so much down Mayday, man. We got some dogs. There's some dogs out here that got Mayday in them, man, that's coming down off of SJ. And I'm talking about these is going hard dogs being crossed back into these dogs. I mean, some nice ass dogs. Yeah, Bratton Mayday, yeah, that's where Bratton Mayday, we have Bratton Maytu. Bratton and Maytu is off of Mayday and Brat. And then we turned around and bred Brat back to her son who was off of her in Mayday. And that's what produced that bitch that when they bred to Evolution's champion graveyard, it produced that 7-time winning little bitch called Red Ruby. A bitch that won seven times. Bitch never made it to 30 minutes. Seven wins and never saw 30 minutes. She was another queen. If they would have had the journal back then, that she'd probably been just as famous as the queen. And Candy and them. Because they were dismissing people with that bitch. Yeah, but we had puppies off of Mayday and Brat. Then we had puppies off of Brat, bred back to her son who came off of her in Mayday. And a daughter that produced a grand champion out of that breed, bred back to her son in Mayday. Yeah, I would have been glad to have been able to breed to that Tangle dog. I know when Douglas Brown, we used to talk about Tangle. You know, when you got a lion person to sit up there and just be running their mouth. See, they caused a lot of controversy on Tango listening to Douglas Brown. You know, you got a guy who's just trying to hype up to be relevant. You know, he gets to talking above his pay grade and his knowledgeable grade. And, you know, he said a lot of shit that really kind of hurt to me. I felt like it hurt Tango. Because if I'm going to have anybody speaking up on the show, ain't going to be no wannabe. You know, because the wannabe, once you start putting out shit that ain't true, then, you know, the word get around and the whole story becomes a fake based on who's telling the story. And Tango took a shot messing with Douglas Brown running around there running his mouth. Buselbach has some pretty good dogs too. I know, I'm going to tell you the one that broke his heart. Yeah, we had some Maytu bred the Brat. That's where, like I said, Madame come from. Madame produced that 7-time winner. Oh yeah, not only do they have not only do they have the Lucan blood, they got the Lucan straws. Yeah, Natural Born still got straws off of Lucan. Yeah, Yellow Dog comes down off of that champion Yellow Dog. He comes down off of Spartacus. He comes down off of Spartacus. He got Barracuda in him. He got double bred Lucan in him. He got Big John in him, but you know, that's the only thing in that pedigree that kind of threw me off with the Big John, because they got Big Boy up in there, and Big Boy, they got him bred off of Little John, and the birth date on Big Boy is 2002 when Big John was stolen in 2000. So for this dog to be off of Big John, and he was born in 2002, got to be a lie. Because I know for a fact that Big John was gone in 2002. So, and I know they didn't have no straws on Big John, so ain't nobody gonna feed that shit to me. But I know for a fact Big John was gone in 2000, not 2002, 2000. So that's the only thing in Yellow Dog's pedigree that I have my concerns about, and that is the walk-em-all part of it. But can't take nothing away from the dog himself, because he has definitely got a lot of Mayday in him. And then he got that grand champion Elm Boss in him right there on the top half, going in with the Lucan. Then you got the walk-em-all on the top, and you got the walk-em-all going down there with the Spartacus. And some more Barracuda Lucan. So that's why that dog that's why we call him Yellow Dog, but he a black dog. A black Mayday dog. Look just like Mayday dog, but he black. Got the big ass head, the big ass muscle mouth, nice ass, beautiful body, 36-pounder, looking like motherfucking Macho Buck in them in shape. Mm-hmm. And was winning in the Cajun country. That's all I can tell you. He was winning in the three different states in Cajun land. Now I'm tripping on the Black Rock thing. Yes, Natural Born Kennel still has motherfucking straws off of Luke Kane. Yes, he does. I know a guy right down here in Florida right now got a bitch off of Luke Kane. He got a bitch off of Luke Kane. Paid $10,000 for a bitch off of Luke Kane.
Hey Mo, you looking for
Yes,
me? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, bro.
Oh,
I gotta go. I gotta go in tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I see you. Everybody. He said, Mo,
Well,
what's your number?
the room is on pack, and everybody got something to say. We got 83 people in the room. You know how I feel when I got 83 people up there talking.
Big shout out to my man Charles Richardson. Charles, I see you, fam. Hey, you see everybody say, what's your number, twin?
Pull the email. That's
Hit
how
the
you
email.
get me. The
Send
email
it.
right there at the ticker.
Get out from over there. Move.
The email right down there on the ticker, guys. That's the best way to get up with me. I can do touchdown from there. I always say, you don't never give up your information on an open forum.
But you know what? I mean, we are open book. You go right on Facebook and look up under any one of our company numbers and find our phone number.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't really hard to find us, brother. Get them numbers,
a lot of them don't know our real names. All they know is twin.
Not with all the Mo and Mike I be saying. Not with all the damn songs we be playing. Come on now. No, Mo.
Well, they know we Mo and Mike, but my name ain't Mo.
Oh well. See, you just trying to make it difficult.
No, I'm just saying. Oh, they talking about that championship with that Mayday shit. They better listen to me, man. Tell them, man. Better tell them something, Mike. They had a chance to get some, didn't they?
Hey, look. Everybody said Maurice.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Everybody let him know. Let him know, everybody. He said Maurice.
Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. Look here, man. We took some Buddy Love half brother and bred to a ship, bitch. Bitch might make all them off of that litter. Yeah, that bitch is winning treadmill races. She got a whole litter of them out there running them treadmills, boy. And they winning. I mean, that shit bitch allowed to make all them off of one litter. On top of that, they took and bred her to the yellow dog. So now she got those are the puppies I was selling this past winter. When didn't nobody really jump on them, he ended up keeping all of them. Now them puppies is over a year old. He ain't letting none of them go. He got a price tag on them that a ransom. You want one that damn bad, you go over there with $25,000 to $3,000 and go get one of them. But yellow dog in that championship, bitch come right off a championship. And I can guarantee you, I told y'all heard me say it first, that bitch gonna make all of them. That's no doubt. She might make it in one litter. Oh yeah, man. As long as you got my email, I'm gonna get your number. Oh, 4Gs for a straw? That ain't bad. I mean, that ain't bad when you selling a damn dog for $10,000 and got a male up a Luke Kane for $25,000. That one dog that was on Facebook, the dude was spraying with the water hose and the dog was acting crazy. He thought that was so cute, watching the dog act crazy with water being sprayed on him. But that dog was off of Luke Kane. That man spent 25 grand for that dog.
Hey Mo, is your boy selling any straws? Is he still selling straws?
Who's that?
St. Pete.
St. Pete. Hey, everybody, send me the email. I'll give you the number. Oh, yeah. Champion Yellow Man. Okay, you got Champion Yellow Dog, but then you remember you got Grand Champion Yellow Man. Don't get them mixed up. You got Champion Yellow Dog, and then you got Grand Champion Yellow Man. Yeah, I mean, I think the best producing and another thing was everybody talk shit about that Puma shit. You know, for those guys who messing around with that Puma stuff and got so much controversy over it because of Royal Bull and the bullshit that they was pulling, you know, they were trying to save face and they might have did some trickery shit. But I can tell you, I know the boys Ohio Dog Pound that had Puma before everybody else got in there in the equation, and they won 4 with the dog. I can tell you that much. Puma did win 4 with the dog over there when they was with the Ohio Dog Pound. Ohio Dog Pound, them was my boys. Them was my Ohio proteges. And they made a nice ass cross with that Champion Revenge stick, cross with that damn Mayday stuff, that Puma shit. And oh my God, too bad they couldn't do it again, because, you know, Puma was gone. You know what I mean? Puma was gone. So they couldn't really get in and you know, and really lock it in and make this experiment breeding that they should have continued doing, because, you know, that Revenge cross with that Puma shit really produced some hella fly dogs. That's what got me stuck on crossing these damn Revenge dogs back into these Mayday dogs on the Giddy out. I'm already watching them doing it on the ship shit. They're doing a lot of that on their own. Why? Because that St. Benedict Bailey shit. That St. Benedict dog, that's where them Mayday dogs are turning into black dogs now. You know, you start crossing them down Mayday dogs into them Garner dogs, boy, y'all don't understand. Show me a Garner dog cross into a Mayday dog, and I'll show you a brand new line of bulldog. They should have been doing this shit years ago.
They was too busy hating on Mayday.
Yeah. Well, goddamn, they was definitely puppy peddling. They still puppy peddling Hemi. But they still look. I got a dude to spend 25 grand with Tom and got 6 dogs. Damn it, 30,000, got 6 dogs out of them and ended up with only 2. Like I said, you keep messing around with the game long enough, you know, somebody gonna notice there's some bullshit in there. Now, one of them breeders they had, you know, came up with some bullshit, you know, because you know how the dog game is. We always gonna have somebody out there to know the truth. And the truth came back. Do you know my dude tried to call Tom after spending $30,000 with this man and questioned Tom on that dog breed, and Tom cussed him out and hung up on him? Yeah. Got the papers and all, but you know, there was some bullshit in the paperwork. And the way the story was put, Tom couldn't deny it. So rather than to face it, he cussed him out, hung up. He talking about a man that spent good money with him. And rather than to go ahead and tell the man that he was right, make it right, he didn't. He cussed him out like he had the nerve to even ask. And this man got dogged off of Champion Bushwick Bill and all this other shit. So that make him question every goddamn thing he had on his yard. So him and you dead ass right on that shit.
Facts.
But there's some other things in there that you gotta remember now. Some other things in there you gotta remember about Tom. Tom put so many of them damn dogs out there. He know if he put 100 out there, he might get one or two of them motherfuckers to come back great.
He gonna go get him.
And he gonna go get him. He gonna go get him. Now he using the NASCAR blood. He using the hell out of the NASCAR blood. But let me tell y'all something about Tom Gardner and his bullshit. Tom gonna sell at least, if he got $1,000 on his yard, Tom gonna sell at least damn near $1,000 on his yard. And that's the bottom line. And he gonna keep making these good breedings, and some of them, we're gonna have a lot of questions about them. He's over there pulling his own straws. He got his own reproductive shit going on. A lot of people, you may not trust Tom, but one thing about Tom Gardner, you still seeing Tom Gardner, you go pull up goddamn Buddy Law, guess whose name you gonna see in that shit? Tom Gardner. You go look at that badass shit that's moving around, coming off of that damn shit. You gonna guess whose name you gonna see up in there? Tom Gardner. You go over there and you go look up there and go look up Ghetto and Casanova. Crossed up in there with that St. Benedict shit. Guess whose name you gonna see up in there? Tom Gardner. All them champions. Every one of them dogs I just spoke on is champions. So he can be full of bullshit, but the man is getting his share of champions out of that shit. Mm-hmm.
Facts. All bullshit aside, facts.
He might be full of shit, but his dogs, the ones that he gets back and the ones that is out there that he can't get back, because he sure ain't getting no revenge shit. That's it. That boy is not going to let Tom get nowhere near his shit. I can tell you that now. If he could get him some Red Bull, Tom Gardner could get his hand on that Red Bull shit, he be down there using that shit all on his shit. He just can't. He ain't going to get it, though. He ain't going to get it. But look.
The boy already got money, so he don't need that money.
He don't need his money.
He don't need Tom money. He got money. Tom paid some good damn money for them dogs back. He will.
What does he do?
He paid a hell of a lot of money for goddamn NASCAR.
Sure did. And then he had no papers on him. He got Tom Gardner papers on him now. You don't need none. But NASCAR had ADBA papers on him. And the true owner to NASCAR, he didn't get his deal, so you wanted the true ADBA papers, you had to go over there to see the actual owner of NASCAR. Tom didn't have no problem sending you over there. And if you paid the money to do one, you got ADBA papers off of NASCAR. Tom got his own registry. He didn't need to be going through all that. He should have had that taken care of when he bought the dog from the guy that he bought him from when it came to those papers. He still paid all that money knowing the dog didn't actually have the papers. The dude didn't actually have the papers on him. So, you know, the dude that actually sold him the time still owed the man who sold him the dog 10 straws or 10 breedings off of NASCAR. It didn't never fall through. And Tom was like, you created here, you think Tom was going to honor the deal. And that's why Tom didn't get the papers from the guy who actually owned NASCAR. And by the way, the guy who actually owned NASCAR be in this chat room. It's the same guy that beat that goddamn Royal Bulls Dog of the Year Glenn. It's the same dude that owned NASCAR. And be right here in this chat room, and y'all don't even know who the hell he is. With all them other great dudes to be down there in that chat room. You know what I'm saying, Money?
Hanging out in the Shark Tank.
Hanging out in the
Shout out to the Shark Tank. Big shout out to the Shark Tank.
He said, no need for me to tell the story when y'all done already told the story. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna keep it right. If I was something I was saying wrong, he would have told me. I'm gonna tell you. Again, Ramadog. Let me tell you the baddest Cunningham line of dogs you want to have out there, buddy. You better find some of that ruckus shit. You want to be hands down with some of the best Cunningham dogs out there. It ain't Pit Island. It ain't none of that shit. It's that ruckus, that champion ruckus. That's the baddest producing Cunningham dogs out there. If you can find some of that, incorporate it into whatever the fuck you're using, you're going to get some bulldogs. I say take that Cunningham stuff and cross it back into that St. Benedict's Bailey shit and change that color a little bit. Start coming up with them red and black dogs in them litters. I'm going to show you a whole new line of dogs. Well,
all right.
The reason why he couldn't get the papers off of Frisco is because Frisco didn't. He could have got the papers off of town through town registry. He could have got papers on that dog off of Frisco. The thing is, at the time Frisco became a problem, it was back in the day when the ADBA and Town Garden fell out because the situation was, they getting a whole lot of paperwork on Frisco. He's registering all these dogs off of Frisco, yet he couldn't produce to the ADBA a profile on Frisco. ADBA demanded a profile on Frisco. Since all these were straw breedings, send us a profile, and Town couldn't do it. It got so bad that they put out there in the public, put a damn, what they call a public announcement that they was not registering no more dogs coming off of Frisco from Town Garden. He had been banned from the ADBA.
Tom said, fuck this.
But one thing I can tell you about Tom, I honestly believe that Tom had straws. The man took me down in this damn dungeon, and I know the man could have any straw that he want off of any dog that he want, from LT Tray to Spike to all that shit. He could have it because the man had all the equipment. I seen it. I seen the straws. He showed us the straws. Look, the man ain't got no reason to lie about that.
Not when I seen it. I'm standing right there with you.
I'm standing right there. You saw it like I saw it, Mike.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me for him to show me his secrets. Yes, sir. So when he said he got some, he got some.
And I know he gonna have a whole lot more because NASCAR done died, and I know he loaded up with him.
Well, one thing, hey, James Butts, one thing for damn sure, I can tell you that Ray Lewis or Kuma are producing bulldogs. They're good, and there's curves out every litter. Good bulldogs, some ever, not so often. But I'm gonna let you know, you saying a whole lot, buddy boy. When you start talking about Ray Lewis, Ray Lewis, I take Kuma over Ray Lewis because champion Kuma is you missed that part. There's no champion Ray Lewis, and Ray Lewis throws some good dogs, but he ain't throwing the caliber of dogs that damn Kuma dog was throwing, though. You got to breed Ray Lewis right. I think, breeding him, inbreeding him and then breeding out a little bit. I think the boy had a good idea of breeding out with the spike stuff. This is the shit that I noticed working. They bred it back into some of that garnet spike shit. And that's what I've seen out of the Ray Lewis shit. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen a couple of them out there, but the ones that I'm speaking on, because where the area where they really at, a lot of them guys are starting to get away from it. But there's some guys out there who ain't got no reason to get away from it because they shit working. And see, that's a good one there. That Ray Lewis and Kuma, yes, sir. I don't know what Chico Nicholas is. He's another dude in our room. He had 2 bitches off of Kuma. 2 nice bitches. I know he lost one of them, but he still got one. And the price is right, I'm looking forward to seeing, and they're breeding it, and they breeding their Kuma bitch back into some of that old Mayday shit. Yeah, Gangville got that, the Kuma bitch, Yeah, oh boy up there, Chico Nicholas hooked up with Gangville, and they making some hellified breedings with that bitch. I think they bred her to a champion rebel dog. I think they made that breeding. That was a hell of a good breeding. Me personally, I told them need to breed that shit back into that Mayday shit you're sitting over there on. Cross that bitch back into some of that SJ shit.
And I don't know why he's still sitting on them Maytu straws.
He ain't gonna sell them bitches. He gonna sit on there and wait till he see him a grand champion bitch before he bring that bitch out the closet. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you that's what they waiting on. Yeah, you better hurry up. Butts, you better hurry up. You better hurry up and get it out the way. And take a little advice. Don't make it too tight, because it don't be right. I mean, it's too bad that we ain't got the pedigree online up there no more where you can, where the proof is in the pudding. Because you'll see the shit that works and the shit that don't work when you on pairs online, because Kuma's been bred a lot. He's been bred a lot, and we still dealing with champion Kuma with but we ain't got that ROM out of him yet. He's up to 3 pages last time I checked, and we don't have no ROM Kuma, champion Kuma yet. So pay attention to that. And the same thing with Ray Lewis. The dog got pages of shit now, and we still ain't got ROM on their ass, and they don't take but 4 to do. So you gotta take them coming from a true dog, man. Listen to my words, Ben. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say what I say. Yes, sir. Pages. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's down now. We can't check, but you'll see what I'm saying. You need to breed them to the shit that, good dogs is one thing, but proven dogs is a whole different story. You got good dogs, and then you got proven dogs. What are proven dogs? Proven dogs is what put all them on dogs. I ain't looking for a good dog. I'm looking for proven dogs. The game was built on proving shit.
It's 1 o'clock. When you going?
I'm cool now, man. We got 77. I wasn't gonna let it go at 83. Now 77 is a hard one to snatch away. You know, that's like snatching a pacifier out of baby mom.
Is you going in? You gonna wait till tomorrow? Or you going in tonight?
No, I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna be up early before you go. Leave. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let's get out of here, man.
I want to ride over, but because when you were working, if they let me go, I want to be able to leave. I don't want to have to stay in there waiting. But if they don't, then you know by the time you get off, you know what my shit is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know if you don't go get my shit, I'll be out that motherfucker sneaking out, and they'll be wondering where the fuck I done disappeared. I done took my ass home. And I know don't nobody want to see me walk out the hospital and leave. So I'm trying to behave.
Well, they know you're gonna do that. That's why they're gonna do you the same way they did you the last time. They're gonna put you right there at that one desk.
Put me right there where they got a motherfucker sitting right there.
Right there. Yep. Mr. Bader's where you going? You know, they know your MO already. So all right, fellas. Appreciate everybody for showing out with us tonight. I mean, what did we get out of tonight's conversation?
I enjoyed the night. You know, didn't nobody come up and talk to us tonight.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking forward to Friday. I'm really looking forward to Friday. God willing, let me be out the hospital where I can come and enjoy a good show. Being we ain't got no pairs online to look up pedigrees, I'm going back into these books. I'm going to be grabbing these journals and showing some of these people that we talk about in our raps. You know, a lot of guys don't know who Tennessee Dog Pound is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys don't know only in America. They hear Bakari, but they don't know about Bakari. You know, unless they go back and look at the interview we had with him. Walking down Ram, they have to go back and look at the interviews we had with these guys. You know? The brothers. You know how we talk about the brothers.
Don't forget the Ohio Dog Pound. Don't forget the
Ohio Dog Pound, Tennessee Dog Pound, all them great kennels. They all have something, you know, to talk about. That's what they whole pedigree, they line, they kennel, all that shit was lit. There's not a motherfucker on one of them raps that is not a legendary kennel. You know, some building up to get that legendary status. Maybe not quite there yet, but most of them are legendary kennels. Triple M, Mile Mile, Loctite, you know? I got books. Between Fat Whale book and them journals, you're going to find them in all them books.
Fellas, I need y'all to show me some love right quick. I need y'all to give me some down. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Muscles. Muscles. Muscles.
Come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all got to crank up the muscles now.
That's enough.
We got to let them muscles and let them go. Y'all enjoyed the night, man. Go ahead and put that shit out there.
Hell yeah.
Let me know y'all was listening. Let me know y'all was enjoying what y'all was reading. Show me y'all was enjoying what y'all was hearing.
Y'all still here. Give me some damn roses.
That's right.
Roses. We need
them damn roses.
Don't
show you nothing but to hit on that damn keypad and do that. Y'all been typing and talking all night. Show some damn love.
Don't forget to hit that damn like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe.
Hear me? I'm putting you on the spot. Hear me? I need to see some roses from your ass tonight.
Show some love, hear me?
If you still love me, man, you're gonna have to start throwing some roses out there. I ain't gonna look for too much. You don't got to put a whole lot, but you're gonna give me some love.
Just give me one's enough, Hemi. You have done enough. I gotta give it to him. He has done enough.
He been on this show from square one,
Square
day
one,
one.
from
Show
day
some love.
one.
Ah, there you go. That's good enough for me, baby. That's good enough for me. That shows me you still care. That's my man.
That's my man.
I'm telling him. I told Mike tonight I was going to bring out Fat Bill shit. You know when I bring out Fat Bill shit, I asked Mike. I said, you know what, man? I be reading Fat Bill's magazine, his books, man. I don't see why he don't have these motherfuckers on his show. You know, it's got to be a reason because his book is better than the journals.
Mm-hmm. The American Game Dog Times, for those who don't know.
Y'all need to get y'all want to really learn some shit. He got more information in the game than the journals.
A lot of great interviews, or just a lot of great everything. Support the channel, support the man's channel, support the cause. You got to have Fat Bill's books in your repertoire of
You gotta
research.
have Fat Bill's books in your
got
repertoire.
to have them, man.
You don't. All you need is a Book of Champions and Fat Bill's 3 books, and you don't need no other book.
Remember, he got that and the interviews. Remember, we got the interview book in that shit that he sent us.
Yes, we got the extra shit.
Yeah, we got the extra shit, so we know he got it. So y'all get over there and support that man. I know if y'all nobody ain't gonna turn down no money. Fat Bill would definitely oblige you, even if he got to put it on the USB disc. Like we got it. We were fortunate enough to get the USB disc and the books, thanks to Hemi James. So much love to Hemi.
My books are signed, so you already know my books ain't going no damn where. I love my books. Y'all should have been on it when he had the books. These are some thick books. You know, there's a lot of, when I say a lot of information, I'm gonna share some of y'all. Remember, I'm always grabbing the journals, and I always try to stay away from that Bill shit because he got a show. I always wonder why he ain't using this shit because he got a nice ass book. I told Mike, didn't I tell you tonight, Mike, I'm grabbing Fat Bill shit.
I got the USB, so I'm always in his books. Always. I get my ideas from his books. Stories, interviews, conversation, controversy, some letters that people was writing in. I mean, you need to get his books just for a point of reference, and they're gonna be worth something one day. Believe that.
Oh yeah, and Fat Bill book, you see all the great ones. James Crenshaw was a snake. In Fat Bill's book, shit.
Fat Bill called it like he seen it. And he wasn't the only one. There was a couple stories in there. So
calling them out.
Calling them out. But that's just the name of the game, man. Respect the game always. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with this. Yeah, we got the fuckery. We got a whole lot of shit that went on. But it's more of the good shit and the righteous shit than it was the bad. But you'll never know it if you stop listening to what people say and just go out, do your research. And when I say do your research, get it from people who was doing it. And you're going to find a whole lot of that in Fat Bill's books. You're going to find a whole lot of that in the journals. And I don't care how people feel about them, but I just think it's just something nice to have. Support the channel, support the people who put in that work, because everybody can't do the work, put in that kind of work. Don't forget Schoolboy. In his books, we get a lot of information and learn a lot from the books that Schoolboy write. No, we ain't got no books.
We gotta throw Pelican Bay in there. We gotta get Pelican Bay and Buck City.
Gotta put Nephew in there. You gotta put him in there.
Nephew in there. We definitely gotta get Buck City.
Gotta get Buck. Don't forget, support
Buck
these
got a
guys.
nice book. He got a nice, well put together book.
The APBT magazine, they are hot. They well thought of. I mean, they well thought out, and they're good references. You know, I don't see no reason why you can't just support them. Don't talk about them. Just get the books, make that small investment. I guarantee you, you will appreciate the work that it takes to do that, especially when you got a good product.
Right, because Buck City and Pelican Bay, they books is put together better than both the journals. Impact Bill's book when they say put together.
Yeah, because they got real. I mean, they're real books. But
right,
as far as information,
they ain't lawless.
But as far as information wise, you can't beat Fat Bill. Information wise, hands down. American Game Dog Times.
Ram. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you just like this. See, don't. Here's the problem with that. What you just said. Until somebody, you know, there's some things that you know that I know that I can speak on that can't nobody else speak on when they start calling people snitches. You know, y'all gotta have you know. You gotta have the paperwork to know.
Don't go around saying that shit unless
don't
you
be
know.
just going, because if you look at it, you can put you in true relevance. Just like he be sitting up there talking about Buck City and all the trouble Buck City got into and how he get out of this and how he got out of that. But y'all quick to call him the snitch. But if you paying attention to what he's saying, you know, you gotta look at Buck City the same damn way. And everything else is coming along with it. You know, there's controversy in all of them, but one thing I haven't seen in neither instance, I have not seen no paperwork on Buck City, and I haven't seen none on Pelican Bay. But I ain't seen none on Fat Bill. Snitches and talking shit and all that, but that's just people talking. Don't fall off into that. Because you start falling off into that, anybody can tell you shit.
Paperwork is public. Paperwork. Right. When y'all know, if you don't know, paperwork is public.
Public information. Anything that's going on in them courts is public information. Stop listening to that shit and go find the information, because if there was any paperwork on either one of them, we would be able to get it. And we would know for our damn self. We don't have to listen to nobody. You can go and pull it and see it for yourself.
So stop that crazy shit and go do the work and then present your evidence.
Right.
That's how we roll around here. Talk don't get you nowhere. Stop talking. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Right. Go get the evidence. Don't call him a snitch unless you got the paperwork to prove that he's a snitch. Don't listen to what everybody say because they arguing and fighting over each other. You know what I mean?
Now leave that alone.
Based on what they saying, there's a whole lot of shit that you was listening to what they were saying. You'd be calling them both snitches. But if you actually pay attention, ain't nobody bought no paperwork on either one of them. So regardless of what they're saying, there's no paperwork there. Where's the receipts? And everybody talk. That's the problem with the game now. Y'all too quick to jump on a bandwagon based on nothing but talk. That's how Beeline got over. Talk. That's how goddamn, who was that came up? Douglas Brown. Talk. A lot of these other people out here that's claiming like they belong out here telling y'all something about some bulldog. Ain't doing nothing but running their damn mouth, and you can't pull up shit with their name under it. Give me one great dog that we can, while we having to listen to what you saying is the gospel. Give me one thing. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it. So if y'all ain't got no paperwork, y'all ain't got nobody with reference based on that shit, stop listening to what everybody said. You got a lot of people down in them chat rooms and all those shows that you swear to God you think they was Earl Tudor's child or something. They talk so damn good, but when it comes down to why should we be listening to you? What do you have on your repertoire? Based on all the great dog men in this damn chat room that y'all have no idea who they really are? This is where all the great dog men hang out at. There's a whole bunch of guys in this room that got champions and grand champions. It's right here in this room. that we can pull up in the journals. See them in the matches. And you don't hear them talking about nobody. You'll never hear them guys talk about nobody. You got my boy down there, Pit Dog, on a warpath. Have no idea who Pit Dog is. If you knew anything about the dog game, you know who Shady Days and Sniper was. You wouldn't have half the shit that y'all say to him. Y'all can't touch that man with a 10-foot pole. Have some of the baddest dogs out there in the game that you still have no idea who you talking to. So they did the same thing to Super Kennels. Did the same thing to Loctite. Did the same thing to Triple M. People gonna talk, but what is talk without receipts? Why should we continue to get in the habit of listening to people that has no receipts to even be able to talk? Just because they got a podcast that they can talk on, doesn't believe that they belong there. You cannot believe that they belong there to have the nerve to talk about anybody else. But, let's talk about you first. You find out the same people that's talking about us ain't got nothing to say about themselves. So how can I talk about somebody who ain't done shit? Got a lot to talk about with me, but I ain't got shit to talk about with you because you ain't done shit.
Let's go.
And you're right, it do be more insults than truth because they don't have no truth, Honey Badger. The truth of the matter is they don't got nothing to talk about but somebody else.
But that's okay, because guess what?
Okay. We don't worry about it. We got our own group of people. We do our own thing. And if you notice, we don't talk about it. We can't put some receipts up there. Because I'm always carrying a bag full of receipts to make damn sure that y'all know that I'm not just talking.
All right. You doing closing? Because you're doing at this point in time.
I talked so much tonight with these guys here and been listening and watching them. Look, two sides of America never meet in real life, but beefing on the internet, you had never said nothing right, but that was a good one. Small time, you dead ass right.
Small time OG
on the internet.
The OG though. OG though. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You got to be able to just see the word and understand whether it comes out of a person's mouth. You can tell an OG from a block away. Real always gonna recognize real.
Right, because a real dog man ain't gonna talk about you, man. They want to talk about their shit and show you their shit. They don't want to argue about nothing to a nobody. Why should I be arguing about my yard and I can't say a damn thing about your yard? Because you ain't got a yard. And you're right about that, Honey Badger. They would never, ever get a chance to meet each other. You know why? Because when it comes down to that real show and tell, I can guarantee you know which one's gonna be invisible. You know which one's gonna be Jimmy the Cricket. You know which ones is going to be the Jimmy the Cricket. The ones that's doing all that capping. Ain't gonna never have nothing to say about your shit, about their shit, because they ain't got shit. Never had shit. So, sometimes you gotta know the battles that you pick. Sometimes it's not worth to even be in those type of issues. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna get nowhere anyway.
Yeah. Real recognize real. Let's keep it that way. I prefer it that way. From my point of view, I look at it like that. Shit, I'm just as bad as you if I start talking shit. No. Let's cut out all the talking shit and let's start doing something.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
Emmy said that can answer my question out of all y'all. He said, I refuse to believe that there isn't at least one outlaw in here that can answer my question out of all y'all mofos. If you're asking the right question, you got to ask the right question. Because sometimes the question that you ask deserves a response like, who are you to deserve an answer? I want to make sure that the answer that I give you is useful. You know, you got to have some kind of framework to stand on before I waste my time even talking to you. Because I might be a little above your pay grade, and it'll be a waste of my time to even discuss it with you. If you ain't never done shit or got shit to even be able to do anything with. So I'd just be wasting good information to a nobody. You know what I'm saying?
And trust me, Hemi, that's no disrespect to you. That's just how we roll.
That's just how we roll. He said, all paperwork is open to the public. He's right. And they gonna hear me. He's telling y'all the truth too. If somebody out there telling it will show up in the paperwork. There's gonna be some paperwork. We just showed y'all there was been paperwork out here on certain people who's been talking, and it sure wasn't neither one of them.
No.
I told y'all about Douglas Brown because I was in prison with Douglas Brown. When I said Douglas Brown told, the last time I saw Douglas Brown, he was waking up with me one day, and then the next, before the day was out, we was rolling up his bunk. 5 o'clock in the morning, the whole dorm gets raided. 11 people get snatched out. They done tore up all our shit, got our shit slung everywhere, got the whole down, all the inmates in that place mad. They came out and told us, nobody goes to PC because you got a bill. Nobody goes to protected custody because you got a debt. Now, who's the only one missing in here? And you know who that was? Douglas Brown.
AKA pro in the game.
Pro in the game. The only one missing. And he's the only one that had little debts because he didn't have shit. He was like the little gesture of the damn dorm, you know. He was a funny guy. But he had a bill. But that's not how he got out. He got out of paying because he told on people and got us raided. And the next time I heard from Douglas Brown, somebody telling me he's on YouTube talking about me. I go on YouTube to see who it was, and Lord, there it is. That's Douglas Brown. First time I seen him since the last time I saw him that morning when we woke up. He used to always come to my rack, so it's not like I didn't know who he was. But yes, this is something I know for a fact, and I kept it quiet. I got to thank Dougie because he hadn't pissed off Mike, we wouldn't have this show. If it weren't for him and James Pope pissing off Mike, I wouldn't have this show. But just let the truth be made. And you know, once we opened up them guns on Doug couldn't survive. There was no way he could survive. The word was out. The truth is what it is. You wasn't doing shit, you didn't have shit, and by the way, you told. And now how we know you told? Because Twin was right there with you. You didn't deny it. Did you live with it? Yeah. Did you really go out to the FBI's car? And that's why they moved you over there with Twin? Yeah. Why did they move you, Dougie? Because you were talking to the FBI man that you didn't know who was the FBI man. And then when they told you to take the man's shit out there, you took the shit out there to the FBI truck. And they didn't want to live with you no more. So they moved him over there where I lived. And what happened when he moved him over there where I live? He got a bill, and the way he got out of that bill, he told the popos on everybody who was out there doing the tattoo guns. He told them where all the little gadgets was that was being hid around the place. And they got him, they put him in protective custody and they moved him off the camp. But we got raided, 11 people went down.
I heard he went to another camp, did the same thing.
And then, yes, he did. He went to another camp and did the exact same thing. But this is the ones that was blowing up on YouTube, showing you how misguided y'all can be by just anybody that got good talk, good mouth. Ain't got nothing to back it up, but you got to stop that. This is not the podcast, or this is not the pit bull game is not a platform for people to come in here and you guys fall for the dumb shit that they literally talk about that ain't worth a fuck. It's a shame that it's like that, but this is definitely not the community you want to be involved in when people can go to jail. People get out the pocket and they take the shit to Facebook, and now you got these battles, or y'all slings our names sometimes pop up in conversations that our names don't need to even be involved in by a bunch of nobodies that don't even know who the fuck we really are. Just want a conversation so they can get some likes and some clicks and some views. We say what we got to say and we leave it alone. Because we're not going to help them grow off of us. They want to be us. Evidently, they need us to be involved with them so they can get that attention of a back and forth. We ain't going to give them that because they ain't worth it. I don't need nobody in my chat room running to their chat room to hear what they got to say so they can come back to our chat room and hear some bullshit.
I'm going to say we're going to say what we got to say and we move on.
That's right. When I say what I got to say, I'm going to be so rude with my shit. You don't want to be up there fighting or arguing with me. Because I will hit the link over there in their shit and clown like I do over here.
I won't let you.
And look at Pit Dog say, no, they buying views.
Well, if that's what it is, that's on them.
Yeah, that's what we say.
If that's what it is, you can be number one. I don't care. It's not about being number one. It's about being real. And that's what this community should always consist of. Yeah, everybody's not like that, but think that you got to call it like you see it. I grew up in this game understanding the most important thing, real recognizes real. You're going to know a real bulldog when you see it, and you're going to know a real bulldog, man, when he got one.
That's right. A lot of them turn out to be pieces of shit anyway.
But you're going to know real recognize real.
Like Big Rob telling, so many of them now went out there and went out the back way. But that didn't change the fact they were great dogs. They just turned out to be pieces of shit.
I don't get into that, though.
I don't get into that. I just get into the fact that as dog man, they was the shit. They didn't tell on me. And I can't speak on what they did to everybody else. I'm only speaking on their dog career. I knew them. I didn't know their personal shit.
Big Ralph didn't have no, he didn't need no help. This shit was on the motherfucking camera. You know me.
Oh, Big Ralph, he was already sick. And he knew. He knew. When you do what he did a fat stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Fat Stan didn't want to go back to prison, what Fat Stan do? Get on the stand. They didn't even give Big Ralph a chance to get on the stand. Big Ralph said, I don't even want to sit in jail. These are legit dog men. And when it boils down to it, they for themselves, they're gonna tell what they know. So that gives you guys more reason to understand. You know, you gotta watch everybody.
Well, then that just tells you about paperwork. Sometimes there's no denying what these guys did. And that's why I don't understand why it's so easy for people to just run around calling people snitches. No, there's a difference between you calling a motherfucker a snitch and me showing you this motherfucker here's a snitch. For real. But that's the game, fellas. That's what we have to deal with in this community. And as real as we can possibly be, we have no reason to sit here and bullshit, lie, or go through anything. I refuse to be a part of this show with that thought. This is what we got to do to have this podcast. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to be as real as we possibly can be. But then that's the joy of loving the game as much as we love the game all these years, because we were a part of something that was real. I ain't gonna say everybody was real, but I'm gonna say the majority was real. And that's what you ought to be working towards. Be careful of the people around you. Be careful of the people that's supposed to be your friends. You know, because
beware the haters, because you're gonna have them if you work for fuck.
Shit, even your friends will backstab you. You know, so I just think it's all about how you take care of your business. This bulldog game is a business, and that's what matters. Big shout out and big respect to the workers. You know, and that I say that because my man, Big Hill, he stresses that, and you know. There's a whole lot that's being said when you say salute the workers.
Yes, sir. It sure the hell is.
There's a whole lot in just that. So y'all just find out who you want to be and who you're trying to be. And I'm just going to tell you to keep it simple. Be yourself. Be as real as you are. And everybody who don't like it, you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? If they don't like it, you know what to do, but don't never let it stop what you're doing. And that's why we're going to tell them, you got to always let them know, Mo.
You got to always, baby. You got to stand strong and be a man about it.
Pit dog, you better let them know. You better.
Tell you, pit dog, always let them know, though.
You better always scratch the win. Act like you know. Don't forget to hit that like button. We'll see y'all Friday. Keep it 100. And you know how we do. Going out the back.
Better know my head, but don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Most wanted Kennels in the spotlight. Danger alert, come with the name. Super Kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work Kennels was the work and work. While Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, this that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same ground, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Legend of doom, behind set tone. Locked tight, locked in. then carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal game bill, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk 'em down Ram in the dark. DSK and Mad Ohio dog, pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it.
Fat boy the legend, Lil Buster, real strong, Southern Bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like a Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they built it brick by brick.
Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends. Everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Every name on this track got a story that's lit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Call this some legendary pit bullshit, 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 pit bullshit.
Yeah. It's Mo and Mike in the house. Going hard with the legends. Paying homage, you know. Yo. Twins Mo and Mike, we running this game. Legends in the making, never gonna be the same. Kennels popping hard, these game dogs raised right. The brat, pretty mama, they shining so bright. LaMayday, what a day, they breathe the heat. Red Ruby L-Rod, they can't accept defeat. With 38 special and yellow bird, we top tier champions, grand champions, ain't no fear.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, Bella Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's no doubt about it.
KPTO, the modern Earl Tudor. Got in the pack, making moves like a tutor. APT, family thick, like legends in the game. Legend of them, Triple M. Shout out the name, Deep South, Roadblock. We upholding tradition. Mama, Southern Kennels, we got that ambition. Hardcore hitters, Stone City brings the fire. The Abrahams, the fam lifting us higher.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, Yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Listen up, respect the hustle, respect the grind. Ben, Nate, dog, putting in work intertwined. Keeping that legendary status alive, you feel? Don't hate on the ride, catch the bus, we keep it real. What's history without a future? We pay the way, Captain. We make it happen, that's the play. So here's to the champions, run the race, stand tall. Twins, Mo and Mike, we gon' answer the call. Legends in the game, yeah, we holding it down. In the world of game dogs, we wearing the crown.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday buck Jeep, Yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, maybe we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Shout out to Ohio Cash, the man with the plan, Rastaman Boom, Schoolboy, aka the. There's levels to this game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Rob, 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 rob. Going hard, Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cards. From yellow Mayday 8s, they bred real stars. Welcome to the yard where the legends get raised, where the chain spots shine and the bloodlines praise. Grand champ King Kunta with that royal type stride. Red ruby in the pen, red hot worldwide. The brat in the cut, keep the hustle on track. Pretty mama got the look and the structure intact. L-Ride bring the heat, yellow bird bring the flame. Gus and 38 special certified in the game. What day in the ring, crowd love in the scene. Dogs moving like ghosts in the champion's dream. From yellow to buck, their foundation is tough. Yellow buck in the veins, yeah, the roots run rough. Mayday in the pedigree, ace in the spine. That old school fire still alive in the line. Twin brothers in command, pushing forward with pride. Going hard on the banner, let the whole world ride. Hard work in the yard, every sunrise earned. Legacy in the dirt, with every chain spot turned. No shortcuts taken, no champions bought. Just blood, sweat, time, and the lessons they taught. Going hard, Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cards. Yellow Mayday ace turning pups into stars. Sheriff Pal bought us in the gang, stamp legit. Find him in Tornadoes pedigree. Hall of Fame, double grand champion. James Pogay, the formula showed how to build and sustain. Blueprints in the blood, yeah, the knowledge remain. T.O. our partner, Ohio Cash showed how to win. Turn losses into lessons, now it's trophies we spin. Mama, Triple M, deep south in the mix. Arsenal, Kennels, Stone City, solid foundations, no tricks. Hardcore, BLB up in the spec, it's 6. Yes, yes. Yeah. Tom, Dick, Todd, Tony Wade, Southern Kennels, real ones through time. Time from Pro Set, Windy City, combined in place, low tight, apex, pressure built for the chase. Gotta eat boys, black ice, hunger sharp as a blade. Third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid. Yeah. I said third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid.
We in the trenches, feel that hunger in the air.
Yeah. Welcome to the yard. If you're tough, you can stare. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, welcome to the yard, where the chain spots shine, bloodlines run deep, every pedigree's prime. The game APBT, worldwide pride. You come correct, or stay the hell outside, legacy made. We grind, we hustle, twin bosses, Mo and Mike locked in the scuffle. Yeah, we run the yard, iron fists and grit. When the sun comes up, no, we never gon' quit. Dudo and Devo, legends carved in stone. Patrick Bolio made the yard they home. Tanned in yellow, they whisper through the trees. Echoes of greatness, feel that legacy breeze. Going hard, yeah, we run this yard. Nothing but the best. We don't play it soft, bloodline stack heavy, 52 waist strong in this dog eat dog world. We know where we belong. The yard where greatness prevail. Pressure creates knowledge and hard work. It's how history plays. All on the fucking deal. Pressure creates knowledge and hard work. It's how history bakes. Tails in the dirt. Every chain spot turn, lessons learned hard. Like the scars we earn, no shortcuts taken. Champions ain't bought, just blood and sweat. This legacy taught from Mayday to Ace, Buck to Jeep. Every warrior counts, we ain't losing no sleep. Heat like a furnace, knowledge is the key. In the yard we trust, we got the pedigree. Feel the intensity, blaze in the fight. In the shadows of the yard, we rewrite the night. From the ring to the chain, we like kings cut out. Mo and Mike, every victory's what we shout. Going hard, yeah, we run this yard. Nothing but the best. We don't play it soft, bloodline stacked heavy, 52 waist strong in this dog eat dog world. We know where we belong. The yard in the dirt, yeah. Knowledge and hard work, it's how history made. Y'all in the dirt, yeah. Knowledge and hard work, it's how history made. Yeah. Legacy in the dirt, yeah. Feel that fame. The game APBT. Remember the name, so step back. If you can't handle the heat, the yard's going hard. Put the game on repeat, it's Mo and Mike. Kings in this game, going hard, Kennels. Forever ain't the same, nigga.